The
My scary voice. It's a scary
video transmission.
sentence.
Video transmission. What about nocturnal emission?
How about nocturnal animals? Isn't that the Amy Adams?
Is that it? I thought
Maybe.
nocturnal animals is
What about
the
sharp objects?
yeah, there we go. Hey, what about I was saying intolerable cruelty, but
What about it?
I was thinking about the other one, collateral beauty.
What about Collateral Beauty?
I
We should watch
no,
Collateral Beauty.
I know that we're we're big on like we talk about movies. We're
We
Spencer and I
talk
are
about
big
movies.
movie heads. We love them. I'm always obsessed with like Oscar bait titles of movies. Like it's kind of it's like the joke with, oh, is that an indie band or is it made up or whatever. It's also like
Yeah.
or like I think books can have it too, or like
Books can have it.
any kind of art thing can have like a fun, pretentious, vague title, and I unironically love that. Like Collateral Beauty, even though that movie I heard sucked ass.
Very bad.
Um,
Did
yeah.
you hear the new? There's a good one coming out. I don't know if you heard this
Oh,
one.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
What is
the
it?
title of the movie is Needle in a Time Stack. It's
Okay.
about time travel. It's
And
called
this is a
Needle.
good movie. It's a
I
good
don't.
movie.
I
Oh,
don't
you think
know.
it's a good title? You think it's a good
just a
title?
No, it's. I'm
Oh,
just saying
okay.
it is a title coming out. If you're looking for those like
Yeah.
dumbass sounds kind of like a fake movie from like 30 Rock title.
Yeah.
Needle in a
Yeah.
Time Stack has you covered.
Needle at a time. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty awful.
Yeah.
You know. Um, I'm trying to think of another one. I'm trying to think I'm gonna quickly do 2022 movie list. Here we go. Before we jump into Sadhead Sunday. By the way, welcome everyone to Sound Direction,
Welcome.
a menswear stream without
It's
the
a
stuffiness.
menswear.
I'm one of your hosts, Ethan M. Long,
Your other host, Spencer.
and then our friend, and faithful producer, Spencer says, "Lower me a bit and boost yourself." So
Okay.
just maybe lower me slightly. Don't do too much. I can also boost my or turn down
Do
my
not
gain, but maybe it's
boost.
better
Yeah.
that way. I don't want to like affect anything, but yeah. Okay, The Man from Toronto, The Tragedy of Macbeth.
So far, very standard. I have to say.
Here. How about this one? Conundrum colon Secrets
Conundrum
Among
colon?
Friends. Yeah, Conundrum colon Secrets Among Friends. Is that pretty good?
I like conundrum
Yeah.
colon secrets
Yeah, among friends.
among.
I mean, we already
friends.
have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We've got
Uh-huh.
that. The Unbreakable Boy. That sounds like more like a book. You know what I mean?
No, that's
like
that's Unbreakable Junior or like Unbreakable like kids, Muppet Babies.
Oh, here's one. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
Is that Nick Cage in that, or is that
I'm not sure.
who's the other weird beard? I don't know. I think that's a Nick Cage movie. I heard if
Okay.
it's the thing I'm thinking of, I'm excited for that.
I'm gonna end it here. I mean, obviously, okay. Here, okay. I couldn't end it because there's some good ones. There's Rise of Beasts, Rise of the Beast, Transformers. You got Where the Crawdads Sing. That
the
sounds like Oscar
Crawdads
bait to
Sing?
me. That sounds Crawdad. I am Caleb Crawdad. But of course, I think there's a movie called Secret Headquarters. I don't know what that means.
Headquarters, fake.
There's a George Foreman biopic coming out.
Okay.
Ticket to Paradise. This sounds like an Oscar bait thing, but it's probably just it's untitled. It's Untitled David O. Russell Project.
I'm gonna guess it has Bradley Cooper in it.
Probably. I Want to Dance with Somebody, but that's just a song.
Mm-hmm.
Cocaine Bear. That sounds like an Oscar thing. Cocaine Bear.
Is that that makes me think it's gonna be like an A24 like Zola kind of like, oh, it's some weird is happening over here.
No, it's a comedy from Universal Pictures.
Oh, okay. Is it a?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I've seen the trailer. It looks actually really dumb. It's like
Yeah. No,
it's like a
bad.
bear snorts cocaine or something, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't really go much further.
And I'm gonna end it here with
Cocaine
the
Bear.
number one Oscar film. Oscar bait title of a film. It is Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Wait, actually, I just found one that's even more Oscar bait. It's the
What?
King's Speech 2. They're making a second King's Speech.
Colon what?
Afterlife.
Yeah,
King's Speech 2
none of
Afterlife.
the actors are dead in that movie, so we can't bring anyone back.
Yeah.
Some Peter Cushing, Governor Tarkin type of stuff. But anyway, guys, we're gonna be starting off today with Sadhead Sunday. It is where we look at the outfits you guys send in to us, and we talk about them.
That's
And by
exactly
that,
what we do.
we just say what you're wearing. We don't. I mean, yeah, there's some commentary there. But yeah,
You don't give away the game too much.
no, I don't give away games.
I don't give away games. I'm not a game giver.
What are you? What's your name?
I can't say it.
Oh my god! Yeah. Man, this is our lowest opening, our lowest viewed opening of all time so
That's
far.
okay.
I think it's all right. We're jumping in here.
We love you.
I love it.
You're here.
I love Los Angeles.
I love Los Angeles.
In here, let's see who's first. Who's on first?
Who is on first?
Here's what we wore today.
So, we got Ivan up top.
Ivan is on chat with us today to talk. Yeah, tell us what you thought of your own outfit.
Okay, this is my first Sadhead Sunday in a while, but in this outfit, I'm wearing a 70s does 30s light brown tweed jacket, a white Oxford shirt, red full tie, a yellow doeskin waistcoat, my Luxire gray flannel trousers, and burgundy Oxfords.
Nice. Yeah, very. Yeah, I see English country a little bit here. You know, the yellow waistcoat, a little bit of that Mr. Toad, because he wears a yellow waistcoat. The young lord, as Cool Color says. Yes, love that sport coat. Really great lapels on it. Good, light gray trouser. And some cables dangling on the side there.
Yeah, I wonder what those cables do.
Yeah.
They go to nothing. They're just open cables.
Cables.
Sometimes I like to shock myself.
Cables to nothing could be a Oscar bait thing. Let's see how many.
Hey,
chat. Let me know. Yeah. Chat. Let us know.
If you're talking about the cables on the left, those are actually my it's my model train controller.
Maybe cables to nothing it's like the robot equivalent of road to nowhere.
I was gonna say it could be like a telegram.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it'd be a telegram. You're sending. There's a secret there's a telegram machine somewhere out in the woods, just printing out pieces of paper. Great look, Ivan.
We got Philip here.
Philip next.
Looks like things are kind of getting some inclement weather. He's wearing like a short cropped trench coat in a classic tan gabardine. Pulling a little bit of. I mean, I know that guys wear this all the time, but obviously, if you're in a Discord, you know that our friend John is a big fan of wearing like great hoodies with like tailoring, and it looks, Philip's doing the look here with a cap, some navy trousers, could be chinos, and some penny loafers. Really, really great. Simple look here, can't go wrong. Very, he dressed for Downton Weekend. Yeah, that's Ivan, Downton Abbey, more like Westminster Abbey,
more like Downtown Disney.
More like Walt Disney.
You gotta Build-A-Bear, man.
Yeah.
Is the Build-A-Bear still there? Or did they close that?
I don't know. You're from there.
I'm from Downtown Disney. Yeah.
Yeah. The Downtown Disney district. Thank you, Philip. Really cool. I wonder what's. Are you mad at your shoes? I'm gonna start doing this until people look at the camera. I'm gonna keep teasing people for not looking at the camera until they do it. So
the camera.
Here we go. Let's
okay,
see.
We have John.
And speaking of, can't tease John because he's
looking right at the camera. And is this a new room alert?
Oh, I'm mapping it out.
Yeah, slowly but surely. We're also seeing his sheep, and looks like his like liquor cabinet or liquor cart, bar cart is what they call it. But let's stop talking about his kitchen decor and start talking about his body decor. So he's wearing a very fun, tall, knit beanie. I mean, you wouldn't call that a knit cap. That's just a beanie, right? Because the beanie is just taller.
Like a toque, I would say.
A toque? Isn't that just what Canadians call beanies? It's like the difference between a flashlight and a torch.
Yeah, but I can't use a flashlight to light something on fire.
That's right. Why don't you take a lift upstairs? And can't think of any other words the English use different. But yeah,
You're such a pussy.
there you go.
Can't say the other one. But yeah.
Can't say the other one, but we're quoting Arrested Development, folks.
I'm gonna smoke this and think of you.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's got a pea coat, big pea coat.
70s or Edward Sexton style. Yeah.
I kind of want a pea coat now. Not just because of this. I tried one on and I was like, man, this is when you pop the collar, it's just so dramatic and looks very cool.
Yeah. Absolutely.
With a blue striped shirt. Love those. Wide herringbone pants. No sharks this week, but we do have black tassel loafers, white socks.
Yeah, look at me and show us your feet. Otherwise, I'm going to tease you and tell you you're wearing sharks.
You're wearing sharks, but no sharks here.
Thank you, John.
Really good outfit. Slightly more subdued, but still some pretty crazy pants in a dramatic coat, which I really like. A great look. Thank you, John.
I actually got a few today, so let's see if we can speed on here. We got Jason, Mad King George himself here, working at his job. Wearing the red needle cord suit from Atelier Fugue, the candy stripe or multi-stripe shirt from Drake's, as well as the unicorn tie, and then his new Nike shoes. I'm not sure which model these are, but very cool. Looks like he's got a little pin on. Put a bird on it. It's kind of cool. I love this suit. Burgundy or maroon suits are really cool, especially in cord or even chino or flannel or something like that. So
Maroon 5 is really cool too.
That's true, Adam Levine.
Yeah, but yeah, great look.
Yeah,
the shoes. We got Philip over here doing kind of the Jay Leno special, but like maybe more like double RL.
Okay, where's his car?
He has a classic car. He has a monologue. Show on the Game Show Network or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just doing
President Obama with the news today.
Yeah, making jokes about like Monica Lewinsky, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But
what time he's supposed to be on and when Conan is gonna come?
And then we could go and we're talking too much about Jay Leno. Let's talk about
talk about Philip.
Let's talk about Philip. But yeah, he's doing a classic Philip like Western wear look. Just the sawtooth, which I believe is from Bryceland's. Nice Western belt. I want to get mine repaired. I need to just like fucking mail it over, get it repaired, whatever. And then just some light wash jeans, yellow swatch, which we've seen him wear recently. It's one of his signatures. It looks really nice. With the silver belt.
John Hancock.
It's John Hancock.
What if we started saying that, the jaunty scarf for Stefan? Oh yeah, that's one of his John Hancocks.
It's one of his Hancocks. We can make it happen. But maybe one day people will think it refers to the movie Hancock.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Philip.
Thanks, Phil.
We got H. Wilberg here, Henrik, doing I love DBs, as you guys know. And as soon as I got my green one, I didn't put it on for this, but maybe you'll see it at some point. Blog posts and whatever. But I really love wearing DBs. I'm going to be writing about DBs probably for next year. We got some good content planned, and this is a good example of wearing it. Kind of fun to do it trad. Usually when I do DB and boots, it's more of like a sexy going out look, and this could work for going out, but it feels more like 70s trad, like Shaggy Dog or got that kind of textured sweater. It looks like a little bit of like an orange or that's just his hair. Whoops. I thought like a collar point was peeking out there.
He's got a hair shirt.
Yeah, gross. And then some really nice, straight slim jeans here, and then the Chelsea boots. But yeah, making use of the old Armani blazer or sport coat there.
Great.
Yeah, really cool stuff.
Got Mo, another really nice casual jacket look. We got a brown check jacket, Sadhead classic, with an orange pocket tee, and it looks like the pocket has some either interesting stitching or some embroidery up top, whatever. Cool shit. Light wash selvage, suede loafers, white socks, punk rock hat. Again, this is the Sadhead mindset in action right here. This is what we like to see. Yeah, I like the casual sport coat with the t-shirt. Love the suede shoes. Good stuff. My cat's yelling at me.
Oh, we got John here wearing his games jacket. Really cool, almost OD green, but light, very faded color on the games jacket here. Kind of similar to almost to Spencer's color on his USMC short coat. Cool checked popover shirt that I think we got when we were in the Rose Bowl. He's got like a turtleneck base layer, some nice I think these are his vintage cords that are kind of boot cut or whatever, then white socks, and then Alden penny loafers. Really easy. I'm gonna say he actually picked a bad picture because if you look really closely, he is mid blink. He's blinking in this picture, but I don't think he noticed that, but I did.
Okay.
So yeah. So fuck off. Check your pics, bro. Thank you, John.
There you go. And we got Sam, another cowboy look. This one's
Hell
pretty
yeah,
cool.
dude. Yeah.
Very 80s 90s style like western shirt right there. We got the images of the cowboy on the chest and on the sleeves.
That's so good, man.
Yeah, with some just black jeans, then some desert boots.
Yeah, kind of subverting a little bit at the end there.
Yeah, and then
really great cut on the jeans, by the way.
Yeah, and then some very sharp like aviator shades. Right there. But yeah, really great shirt. So I like that, we have a couple people who submit who are from the Southern Hemisphere, and it's great that we get the mix of seasons at all times.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
But yeah,
we need more Australian people.
Really great stuff. Thank you very much. Oh,
we got Connor, the Duke of LC, the director, who will be coming up pretty soon to come hang out, and we'll be able to watch his film. He's got a safari suit here, really great. Look at that matching set here. People been wearing green. We wore green to Throwing Fits, which we'll get to in a second. But yeah, nice thick rib on the in the neck of that roll neck there. He's got the Cedar Rapids cap that just happens to have his initials. And then I think these are Chelsea boots, right? Or they're Chelsea. I don't see any laces on there. Yeah, really cool look. I mean, I think Safari. I don't mean to tease anybody that submits, but Safari jackets are kind of very like hashtag menswear and everything. But I love it as a suit, and especially when it's done like not with like Belgians and like a open collar polo. I feel like turtleneck, kind of leaning into the more like rugged, almost like 1930s sportswear aspect of wearing a safari jacket, as people did often back then with like neckties and everything. I think it's really cool. But thank you, Duke. Can't wait to watch your movie.
Yeah, cool stuff. We got John, who we were
new friend
hang out with in LA, which we'll get into in a little bit. But here's John. Even though he's in LA now, he's wearing his Brooklyn Eagles, his New York hat. A little bit of hometown pride, I guess. With a linen shirt, some white Gurkha, or at least like extended closure shorts.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
something.
I love a good beach look, and I mean this is Southern California magic, SoCal magic, that it could be the middle of October and you go to the beach.
Yeah, something tells me we'll see John a lot more, hopefully, very soon.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed your day at the beach. Good stuff.
We got Free Granger here wearing. He said his message to me was, "I'm gonna force you to look at this." I don't know why, because I love it. Yeah. And the Discord saw it first, by the way. Discord sees a lot of these first. But yeah, love the like Southwestern Navajo-esque design here on the short jacket, ribbing on it. It's like a short jacket worn with a denim shirt, nice Western belt, and the flat front. Looks like it could be like frog mouth pocket, because that seam sits really high. It doesn't go all the way slanted. It looks like a frog mouth pocket. Trousers, and then what appear to be some cowboy boots. Really great. Love like the blue and like the classic like dark colors, and then of course the pop of the jacket. I don't know what you're looking at on the ground, but yeah, this is really good. Yeah, it's very smooth. It's like jazz, very smooth.
Yeah. Yeah, great coat. Love the Pendleton or whatever coat. Super cool. We got Ludwig, and he
brown jacket.
We're in the brown jacket gang. Brown jacket, purple socks. More Sadhead mindset on display.
That's right.
But yeah, brown tweed jacket, big patch pockets, very nice, with a chunky turtleneck.
Yeah.
Always wish
Those
it
are
was.
Chad Prom jeans. He told me to mention that.
Ooh,
The Chad Proms,
there you
one of the
go.
OG before we all started getting on the Levi's 501 craze, like back in like 2000, like in 12, like oh man, like the Chad Prom jeans from B and Taylor were like such a
Yeah.
big deal,
And if you get those, you get an invite to Chad prom.
You can see his trombone. Yeah, you
You
can.
can see his trombone. But yeah, great look. Love the trombone.
It'd
Makes
be funny if he
some cool
added
sounds.
like a pixelated filter on that thing, you know what I'm
So
saying?
no one could see it.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
We got Zach, Newt Street Vintage here, wearing some Bab Tolz Germany. I don't know what that is. I only know of one Bab that I like. Her last name is Bunny. That's Babs Bunny. Wait,
It
no,
says
It's
bad. No, that does say.
Lola Bunny. I'm talking about Lola Babs. Never mind. Who's
Does that say
Babs?
bad or bab? I think it's bad.
No, I'm looking it up. Bad Tolz. Yep, that's bad. Never mind. It's not. Well,
The only bad I like is badminton.
the only bad I like is bile and direction. It's
Yeah.
it's our liver and poison follow up episodes. To this
It's
one.
the we just talk about the humors theory. Your
Yeah,
outfit is
exactly.
bad when you have too much yellow bile.
Yeah. But he does have the yellow shirt. Love like the yellow and the teal kind of mixing together. Then the pink cap is really great. He's got the P44, I think. No, I don't know what these
Doesn't matter.
versions are. Yeah, the monk. Well, they've got the frog camo and then the Birkenstocks.
Exposed
Yeah,
button fly.
Funfly. Yeah. Well, expose your trombone.
Expose your
Um.
trombone. What if he
Yeah.
has a
Uh.
trombone off camera?
Well,
With
yeah,
some
he'll have to
sharks.
pixelate it.
Yeah.
So sharp.
The sharks are playing the
Um.
trombone.
Can someone please draw sharks? My God, man, I just want to have Smosh level fame where people just draw the shit that we talk about, man.
I want to be just like Smosh in every way.
I know, yeah. Thank you, Zach. Really great look. We can always count on you for like 60s, 70s sportswear,
Mhm.
Americana look.
Cool
Since
stuff.
we don't get to wear it as often.
Yeah. We got Eric. He's got a very nice suede jacket on.
Right.
With a cowboy hat. I think he's one of the how many Texans do we have in the Discord?
I don't know.
I don't think we have
Texas
many,
is so.
but he's
Yeah,
he's one of the only guys who's maybe he's from the actual Western wear land, but yeah, he's got
California is the Wild West.
I mean, maybe not like LA,
Yeah.
Orange County, but other parts of California you could say that about maybe. But yeah, just a pretty simple look. The Stetson suede jacket, white tee or gray tee, some blue jeans, and then just some moccasins. Yeah, I like this. I'm
clean.
looking forward to being able to wear my suede jacket again when it gets cold again. It was kind of chilly, and then it got back in the 90s around here.
It
So
gets cold again.
can't wait
Shrek?
to get back on the cold again.
Yeah. Ooh, hey, we're gonna talk about some of this stuff because love those two-tone loafers. We got Clint Westwood here. We in the Discord we talked about like wearing tennis sweaters. Kind of hard to wear without without a shirt underneath, but I think this is a good example of it. It kind of helps that it's kind of got this like contrast, like the stripe on the neck is different than the stripe on the ribbing on the waist ribbing. It's also different on each cuff. It's a really cool look. We got some like straight leg, very nice clean leg line on there with the brown trousers and the navy socks and the two-tone suede loafers. Yeah, really cool. Again, it's like, kind of like this yuppie take on like prep, right? Like this kind of like new age kind of streetwear attitude toward it, and I love it. And it's not even like that crazy, right? Like it's not like you're going,
He's
full
not
like
crazy.
Noah rowing blazers or whatever. It's just pretty subtle.
If anyone
So.
if anyone says that Clint is crazy, don't listen to them.
No.
Oh, here we go. We got Peter, and he's reaching out for a hug right now, I think, and I'll accept. But yeah, he's got we got the Yankees bucket hat, big blazer, big double-breasted jacket, really interesting cardigan right there, like sweater vest, blue shirt, red tie, light blue jeans, black single monks. It looks like. I mean, this is a
Yeah,
very
this is some like yeah,
like
90s kind
90s
of.
throwback look. I mean, obviously with the Yankees bucket hat, very New York look. But yeah, this seems like something you'd see on like Mr. Mort or whatever on his Instagram story.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
yeah, really good stuff. Love it, Peter. Thank
Does
you for
Mr. Mort
showing.
ask for hugs?
Mr. Mort
He
loves
does
asking
now.
for hugs. He's like John
Yeah.
Lasseter. He loves hugs.
There you go. No, no.
Yeah.
Got Alex Peter Pansky here. Looks like he's checking out the the Arc de Triomphe, as they call it in France. Low, like he's got like the red. Yeah, it's like a zip. Yeah, it's like a short jacket. Some pleated chinos, nice New Balances, and then like the reverse palette of like a red striped tee. It's got the navy base and the white stripes. Really really nice. Got that like classic mid-century casual kind of workwear palette. The red jacket. You can think of obviously James Dean, the porn star. And I also love, like, you can see classic tourist wear, like the dad and like the quilted and the shorts plus tights, and then like the hiking backpacks, you know.
Great
So
stuff. I love
great
Europe.
yeah, love Los Angeles.
Love Los Angeles.
Oh man, this is so good.
Another Peter.
Peter.
We got a lot of Peters to submit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this Peter is wearing is that the Tone Loki beret?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the close fitting Tone Loki beret
Mhm.
with some kind of like Shetland or Shaggy dog in a blue white Oxford. Looks like those are corduroys, like moss or olive corduroys.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
It has that kind of like velvety texture, and I don't think they're
Yeah.
velvet or moleskin, but so I'm assuming they're cords with some looks like shell cordovan tassels, salmon socks, peach socks, whatever. Like really,
pink sock.
yeah, really, really, really nice. I like this. I like this a lot. I mean, I'm obviously a fan of Shetland sweaters like this, corduroys.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We call it out in the
everything-
episode. Yeah.
Everything together, just is very good. So expertly done,
Mhm.
Peterly done, expert. But thank you very much.
And yeah, like was it Fred Casper calls people pro? We should call people what? Thanks, expert.
Thanks, expert. Yeah.
Yeah. We got Platts Mania here, rocking his DB cut, and like always, he's got like ticket pocket with patch pockets.
Mhm.
Kind of fucking crazy. Some checked trousers, that very bold like pink silk tie that we've been seeing across some other fits. Looks like he's at some kind of concert or a bar, and looks like they're looking at something, but he's obviously looking somewhere else.
He's looking
Like,
away.
yeah.
He's got sharks on too.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't not have it.
Can't prove
Thank
it.
you, Platt.
Thank you very much, Platts. We have Dempsey. He's got 2 chairs, one for each of us, I guess.
Yeah, we're on his podcast.
When we go on his podcast, he'll stand in the middle and we'll sit down.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's I like this look a lot. This is like, I think this is a very what we talked about in the very early into quarantine episode. This is the kind of the thing I was imagining is like very cozy at home menswear looks.
Yeah.
So you got like the big chunky shawl collar, with like a that looks like it could be like a cashmere polo or something like very soft. Wide pleated pants. Yeah, the Belgian slippers. But yeah, super nice. Like kind of a more muted color palette. But I really like this. I like the like wide pleated pants. It could be as very just comfortable lounging pants. Looks great. So thanks, Dempsey. And that's it.
Oh, that's it, baby.
That's it,
we did it half an hour, baby.
Sorry. That's it. That's all we have.
Oh man.
I broke my camera, so let me.
Well, guys, remember, if you guys ever want to get featured on Style and Directions Sadhead Sunday, feel free to send us your fits on Sunday, and then we will talk about it on stream.
we do love to talk about it. So.
Yeah. But so for the rest of the show, we have a couple of other topics here.
Several.
We can't go into many pictures of it because I'm still writing the essay on it. So, but maybe as
Maybe just, like,
watching
pull
the
up-
stream,
Pull
pull up the Flickr
at some
account.
point.
Yeah, you can go a little bit. We're not gonna zoom in all the way. Can't see all the details, and you won't hear my.
I'll
my
keep it.
full
I'll keep it so
breakdown.
you can't see the Flickr yet, but we can start talking. And I'll prep to.
Yeah.
swap
Well, yeah.
ideas
Well,
and
first
stuff.
let's talk for the first one. We're gonna talk about New York. I don't know if anyone had any other questions or stuff that I had, maybe Spencer and I had neglected to talk about during the trip, or if you guys had any what did you think of
Ivan,
blank?
You were there. Was there
Yeah.
Was there anything that you thought that?
Well, one thing I
that
actually
you
had a
should have
question.
mentioned.
What's there?
Yeah, well, first off, I know someone asked
I'm
about
still
how
here.
the whole vaccination thing, and I was like, oh, how is it? Having to show your cards. I'm like, dude, like no one really. I mean, they check it, but like they look at it for like 2 seconds. Like they're not, like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I
honestly,
mean,
it's the same thing as showing your. It's like the same thing as showing like your ID to go into a bar, right? Like they want to make sure you're 21. It's the exact same thing,
Well,
except it's with your.
we skipped over
thing.
that part. With
No,
the
we
21.
didn't.
Whoops. I
Don't tell
drank.
anybody.
Hey, allegedly, I don't know what you're talking about.
Ooh, yeah.
I was.
Forgot we're streaming.
I would never tell anyone to break any laws or commit any crimes.
Yeah, I'm a good boy. I'm the biggest boy there is.
I'm the biggest boy.
Guys, I'm 21.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Chad, if you have any stuff from New York that you want me to talk about, that we didn't do it. If you guys haven't, there's already the full episode. It is on all podcasting platforms right now. There's a full there's an essay about it as well with all the pictures and
whole thing.
everything. But yeah, I mean, yeah, be cool, Ivan. Come on, buddy. But yeah, Ivan, what was your take on the whole? You were there. What was it like to hang out with menswear guys? I know you've hung out with some of them. Well, no, but like the last. I mean, you've hung out with some of those guys the last time, right? So how was it like this time?
I think it was pretty surreal meeting you because I've been reading your blog and admiring you for like years. So when I saw you for the first time, it was like, if I really wanted to, I could just put my hand on your face. That's always what I say.
Hey, Cool Cutter said, "Be cool." Not John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's what I mean. It's kind of fun now, right? Where like something that I think is interesting is how if we had gone last year, the Discord would have been newer, so maybe like there wouldn't have been a lot of time to kind of diffuse things. You know what I mean? Like kind of get used to it. But it was my hope that obviously as the guys in the Discord, obviously I'm more inclined to meet people from the Discord since it's like people I actually know and people who support the podcast financially. And so there's a little bit more of like a connection there. It's good that we've had the Discord for like a year before I was able to come over. That way, it kind of doesn't have to be all as intense. Because honestly, like, I mean, I've been friends with Jason for a little while, and I'm sure he would have been on the podcast at some point. But we talked more after the Discord came on. Like we had a group chat together with like Young Chomsky and my friend John and stuff like that. But like, Discord's a little bit easier since like we're on the computer, and everything like that. And so, yeah, that was kind of what made it a little bit fun. So I'm glad you didn't touch my face. Anyone can.
I always think about.
It's not that crazy.
Listen, if he had a couple more drinks, allegedly, maybe he would have.
Yeah.
Speaking of drink, they were all disgusting. Except the Negroni was disgusting. The sweet one that Ethan had, that was pretty good.
Negronis can be hit or miss. It's an acquired taste. You have a couple.
Yeah, I mean, again, so like the one fun thing that I've kind of like learned about as we've gone through this, especially like New York, it's like I've been there, right? I also went through that phase of like, oh yeah, alcohol tastes gross. Spencer knows this, right? Mm-hmm. And then now it's like obviously I'm a little bit more picky now. Like I mean, like I can, for example, I used to eat very plain burgers, and that's because I would go like to McDonald's or whatever, and I'm not a big fan of like just like
tomato.
Yeah, I did. But then like for one example is like how like alcohol like now that I know what I like, I can like pick like what cocktail I like, and I know what my like I can do um like I can do a gin and soda, or I can do like a vodka what's the vodka tonic?
Yeah, that's a
I'm trying to think of
cocktail.
yeah, I'm trying to think of like the one that's not like or I can do a scotch and soda. Like obviously, like I'm like much better at like drinking alcohol now, and I've been hanging out with like a lot more friends that like other than just Spencer, because obviously like Spencer and I cannot drink together as often because one of us has to drive back
Yep.
afterward. But like hanging out with like my friend Annie, who I hope is watching, and just being around some other people, it's like a little bit easy for me. So it's like clothing, right? A lot of things are kind of like clothing, and this is like one of the things of the podcast where like yeah, like the wearing a suit is kind of weird, but maybe you got to find the right type of suit or the right kind of dress shirt. You're like, oh, okay. It's kind of like how we said, like like cotton suits are like suits for people who hate suits, right? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like or cord suits or whatever. And it's like for me, it's like like having like a whiskey sour or like or like a margarita is like drinking for people who hate drinking. It's like it's one of those things. I don't I think you got the wrong one. I think Negroni isn't the best choice, especially when it's supposed to be a little bit more bitter, as opposed to here's some menswear insider knowledge that MJ he's currently editing the bonus episode because we're a little bit late. We had a long week, which we'll get into in a second. But like MJ got a Negroni straight from Matt Hranick at an event that we were at, and we had all tasted like not the pre-made ones, like the ones that the bloke made, which is a lot more like all measured out, equal parts. And MJ said that the Matt Hennick Negroni was definitely a lot sweeter than like the regular one that the bartender made at this event. And so it's like if you got like a regular one, it's supposed to be a lot more bitter. So next time we'll get margaritas or something that's like super sweet or whatever that you can actually, you know, not taste alcohol. You know.
Yeah, and ones with vermouth in them.
Get the right vermouth. Not like Kevin, who I mean that's not his fault, it's the bartender's fault for not getting the right vermouth for his he wanted a dry martini and they kept not giving him a dry martini. But what else? I mean, well, we hung out twice, right? Like that was the
Yeah,
whole
I was there
oh,
Friday and Saturday.
that's
Wait,
right. That's
no,
right.
Thursday and Friday. Right? Yeah,
Yes.
Thursday and
Thursday and
Friday.
Friday. Yeah. How any other tidbits, anything like that? Like you want to call
I will
out?
say that I am glad that this was the time that I met you, because if we had met in 2018, then I think you definitely would have thought of me as like a nerd or just like someone that you don't want to be around.
So
Like, I'm glad that we were able to break the ice within that year of being in the Discord, and my philosophy sort of evolving within that year. I've definitely become a
yes.
lot cooler, I think.
No, I mean I'm glad too. But we all talk about it, right? We're like, it's fun to see from a while back comparing everything to vintage to now. Like obviously wearing like an Aloha shirt with sneakers. Like that's kind of like a big thing. And I'm also happy that it took a while for me to incubate and go to New York, because I think even last year I didn't have as much ring jacket stuff. Right, I still had kind of vintage stuff for sack jackets. My spring summer wardrobe was severely lacking in that regard, and so like this was like I think the best time to go to New York. Where like I had the ring jacket stuff, I had more Western wear, I got more comfortable shoes, I had the right hair. It's fun to kind of like this New York trip is always like it's good to kind of reflect. I think these menswear trips, because you don't really have milestones, especially with pandemic, right? You're kind of just home all the time. You don't really know how to measure how far you've come unless you're actively in a discussion, meeting new people, and being able to kind of have outside people reflect on it too. So, if I didn't have the Discord, if we didn't start the Patreon, if I didn't go to New York, I probably wouldn't have had anything to like kind of look forward to and kind of go, okay, well, the last time I did this, or the time I had before this existed, what has changed? And I think, yeah, it's great. I think we all met at the right time, and
Yeah,
it's
now the next step is for you to move to New York.
That's a good question. I mean, that's a good topic, right? People have been asking me that, like, oh, when are you gonna go? All the guys, all the cozy boys guys are like, when are you guys gonna be here, or when am I gonna move there? I don't think I would. I mean, I could maybe do like for like a little bit, and but I still feel like I'm very LA. There's just something about LA. Maybe it's a little bit of being scared. There's a little bit of just being scared of being homesick or just being in a new place. But I'm kind of a maximalist. New York forces you to be a little bit more minimalist in a sense with your life and everything. You can't have a car full of everything with you. It's always whatever in your tote bag. You gotta dress a little bit more intentionally with more practicality instead of being in a car. Like if it's really hot, we'll just throw our jacket in the car and we'll be hang out. And then it gets cold again, put the jacket back on. We can keep a pea coat in the car, as opposed to again being in New York where you can't do that. So feels like I need to have a 6-figure job to live comfortably in NYC. Yes, I absolutely believe I need to have that. I think I need to have like a comfortable apartment. And I don't think I'll ever get there. Maybe in the way down the line. I think I've said this before with Spencer. Like I can't imagine ever making 6 figures. Like that's something that seems so far ahead of what I could possibly make. So yeah, I'm already 26. So but yeah. What was I? Someone said something here. Sorry, MJ said. Do you want me to keep the sad music at the outro? Do the guitar sting. Just do like the James Bond, like da 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 at the end. Cool Cutter says Ethan Children Cozy Boys are the best. Yeah, that was really great. Those guys are really awesome. Speaking of the Cozy Boys, someone had messaged me on Reddit. Oh, someone commented on my New York recap essay. And he said, I never heard this name before, but it said, "Nice outfits, but good grief, that's a lot of words." And I'm like, bro, this must be your first time reading the blog. But yeah, those guys are really great. I think that they, they're on the pulse of menswear as opposed to being like throwing fits, as we'll get to in a little bit, being on the pulse of like general millennial zeitgeist of fashion. The Cozy Boys are like right there with like men's, like the classic menswear side. Like, they're on that Noah thing, but they're also into like the ring jacket and Colaro and everything like that. So they're really on the pulse, more so than I am, because I have a lot of clothes. I don't really buy too many things. Obviously, I had a lot of clothes over this year. I bought some stuff in New York, but like I already have like wide leg pants and everything like that. But since they're in New York, they obviously don't have as big a wardrobe there. They can find they're afforded the ability to kind of experiment and everything like that. JSUS123 says, fellas, I apologize for the random question. I just received a pair of all leather moccasins that fit right in terms of length. I've read conflicting reports of cobblers not being able to stretch the length of the shoe. Any experience with stretching leather shoes? Yeah, so if you're talking about terms of length, and this is something that I talk about in the podcast a little bit because I was trying on all those fucking Belgians, right? Yeah, I'm very concerned with the length, and I'm assuming you're talking a little bit about the toe box, and if your toes are kind of curling a little bit, maybe a little bit of like your pinky kind of getting a little too far on the edge there. I would say get a new pair of shoes, or at least try on, and if you can, stomach the shipping, to try and get the size down, or at least half a size or a little bit like that, because I don't like having my toes curl. That's something that happens quite a bit, and as someone who is not used to walking a lot, it can be very uncomfortable. And so, yeah, I would say try and get something new there. The thing is, right? It's like, oh, if you size up too much, then your feet will move, and so people say, well, shoes do stretch a little bit, but that's more of width. But shoes are really tough, and honestly, I've been pretty fortunate with like having having some shoes where like I just try them on, and I know it immediately. But with some other things that are not Aldens, it's still pretty tough. AKA like Belgians, opera pumps, and maybe even some like running shoes. That still takes a while. Are they lying? Yeah, David. And the cool thing I love about our chat and our viewers is that like
You're knowledgeable.
They're better than us sometimes. Most of the time they know more.
Yeah,
because
I mean, I've personally never tried to get a pair of shoes stretched. I've never taken a.
Yeah. Yeah, Cozy Boys will have Ethan wearing gold. But yeah, they probably will. I mean, I started wearing more T-shirts lately, kind of inspired. I mean, I've always done it before. I've done T-shirt with sport coat and T-shirt with like short coat a little bit, but like I've been kind of leaning into a little bit more of the cool look here. Here we go. Here's a question from JTR. Right before we move on to our topic here, but it is he wants to know. He would love to hear how I decided what to pack after so much time at home, traveling recently. Him traveling recently has felt like a big opportunity to put. Felt like a big opportunity, but the suitcase was very small. Yeah, this is a good question because uh, it definitely took a phone call with Spencer to figure this out. And the thing is I think I definitely packed. I might have. I'm trying to think if I packed more the first one or the second one. You know, the one thing this time that I should have done, and the Discord has said this, is to forego the undershirt. We've been talking a little bit about the undershirt. I wear V-neck undershirts. They're very thin. They're 100% cotton. I've had them for years, so they're really comfortable. I do it more so to protect my shirts, the button-up shirts, from sweat, as opposed to like regular sweat. It's just I just don't want to get pit stains that don't go away, and especially with traveling, you're not able to wash them as quickly, right? They're gonna stay there, and there's a chance that you're if you do get pit stains, you're gonna be stuck with them for a long time. Yeah, unless you go to a dry cleaner or do like a little bit of like a not a bleach thing. Don't bleach your clothes. Your non-whites.
Only drink.
Yeah. But yeah, so when I was creating my outfits, obviously I tried to think about what I was going to do. This is why I tried to kind of plan out my trip. I think a couple of like weeks ago, Spencer, if you click the little square on the right, next to, all the way out, right, that'll do it. That'll do it. Now or you just click on, you can do it that way. That's enough. But before that, so I tried to think about what I was going to do. I knew I had like a menswear thing I was going to go to with my friends, as in like dinner, go to J Museum, everything like that. I knew I was going to go to a museum at least one of those days, and I knew I was going to walk around. So
There's also the weather.
there's also the weather involved, yes. But obviously I knew that it was going to be humid. At first, here's one thing. At first, I was going to bring my wool trousers from Hall Madden, but at the end of the day, I decided against it because I didn't want to sweat through it, and I also maybe New York can sit on the sidewalk or what. I don't know what you're going to do. But I decided to decided to bring my Atelier Few cotton trousers, which have my first suits of them have a little bit of stretch because that's the cotton fabric he had back in 2018 and 19. And they're still like fairly good. They're kind of like a Drake's cut, so a little bit more tapered than I would normally wear now. But I brought those pants, navy blue and brown, and that's what I love. So I brought those two, and I brought a pair of jeans that I wore on the flight. And I also wore it like one of those days as well. And I also brought a pair of military chinos, the Olive HBT ones, just in case I wanted something that wasn't my jeans, that's still very wide and comfortable and still kind of tailored, but also very comfortable. So 4 pairs of pants, basically 3 in the bag and 1 on my body. I brought I brought 3 dress shirts, which were my black Western shirt, 4 shirts, black Western shirt, green Western shirt, brown Western shirt. The brown Western shirt was the only one that I actually wore with a tie. And then I brought a chambray work shirt. And then I brought a anthology T-shirt, and then I wore on my plane ride there I wore like a merch T-shirt. So the day I went back home, I also brought another T-shirt there. So like 6 tops, I guess, six shirts.
One pair of underwear.
I always overpack underwear, but the thing is, again, I brought my undershirts and I ended up not using them because I just decided to go just open shirt for most of it. And I only wore a tie one day, so I didn't have to worry about something. I just kind of had the shirt severely unbuttoned. And then what did I do after that? I had brought 2 sport coats. I brought the navy blazer, the brass button blazer, which you guys saw, and then the brown checked jacket from Ring Jacket. I ended up wearing, I wore each one twice, and then I wore my jungle jacket on its own for the last couple of days. I brought a bucket hat, which I only wore one day, which helped during the rain. And then everything, that was kind of it. And it doesn't sound like too much, but I think the big thing was how like I brought 2 sport coats, and that was kind of bulky in that sense because ring jacket balloon is pretty spongy. And the first time I went to New York, I think I only brought Spencer. I think I just brought the one hop sack, right? And I brought a sport coat. And I just wore that the whole time. And I think the first time in New York, I was a little bit too trad. I think we were all a little bit overdressed. And this time I was more appropriate, but I felt like maybe my suitcase was bigger for some reason, or like the what I brought was a little bit bigger, or too much, I should say. And so, yeah, a little bit different there. I only brought I brought 2 pairs of shoes. I brought the Vans Authentics, which I ended up didn't wearing. I wore them one day, and they kind of fucked up my feet. I don't know what it was, but my LHS were actually the best shoes that I had, and they actually didn't cause me any problems. But yeah, that's basically what my thought process was. I brought my jungle jacket, which I wore on the plane. Like I said, it's an oversized one. It's like a size like 42, I think, if I were to like give it a size. There's no tag in it. I don't know if it's like a true vintage one or like a military contractor one. But I brought it as my overlayer. I wore it the first night, wore it over my sport coat, and then I wore it the last couple nights just on its own, just for like the last couple of bits of rain. And of course it's light. Again, I run hot, so having it a light layer that I could wear that still had a lot of pockets that could protect my clothing and me from the rain was important. And so I'm glad it wasn't worse. The weather wasn't worse. So the jungle jacket was pretty good. I'm still glad I have it. I know Spencer has a Barber jacket. I know I kind of want one too, but it's probably smart that I don't have one because I know I'll just like never wear it as much. I mean, it's really tough for us to wear outerwear here in LA anyway. But yeah, hopefully that helps JTR a little bit with your question about how I picked out what to wear. Again, I could have probably gone less. Maybe if I probably was that I took too many undershirt. I mean, I brought I was wearing 5 button-up shirts. I brought 5 undershirts with me. So that was a little bit and I know again not using them. And so yeah. And what to answer David, what I brought Muscat sunglasses through Todd Snyder. And then I thrifted a pink OCBD, 2 ties, and a rayon scarf. That's all I bought when I was there. I spent the rest of my money on like alcohol and food and a couple of Ubers when I was too tired and probably too late to take the subway. Ties from yeah, thank you. The ties were thrifted. I went to a vintage store in Brooklyn, and I got like a 1 Bally tie and one no name like Andover shop, local Ivy store kind of a thing, with a pressed motif club tie with like crowns on it, because I love those ties. They're so easy to wear. When I'm a little tired of wearing foulards, but I still want a repeating pattern that's not a stripe. I like the club ties, and I don't actually have too many club ties. So, yeah, that's what I got. I didn't buy anything else. I did try stuff at the Armory. I like the Campania jackets, or technically the Campania jackets from J Museum are made to order, so they don't really have anything there. I did like Sean Crowley's stuff, but I didn't buy anything there. And I did try on the Noah pleated jeans, which are really cool. But that just wasn't really feeling them. What else did I buy? Did I buy like a tote bag? I don't think I did. I don't really think of anything. My favorite thing was my sunglasses, which you guys maybe have seen in my Instagram stories. Like, I wear them a lot, and I love them. You'll see that like in the pictures from Throwing Fits in a second. Lastly here, Cool Cutter says, what does New York do most right or best? I mean, I think that for them,
everything.
Yeah, I will say that there's something about New York that just gets context right. It just feels a part of it. Like, it doesn't matter if you're wearing tailoring, like a full suit, or you're wearing like a t-shirt like Sora does. It just feels, maybe this is just me idealizing New York, but it just feels like right, as opposed to LA, where there's a little bit of us imposing ourselves into our surroundings. It's not bad, obviously. We'll get into this with the 2 parties that we went to. But yeah, there's a little bit more of like this is New York. It just feels right, and it doesn't really matter what you
Atmosphere.
wear. There's atmosphere. People like hanging out. People. It's easier for people to get off work and then just hang out. Like when we talk about that with Slouch and everything, as opposed to LA, where you technically have no excuse to change because you have a car, right? Like you could technically bring a different fit with you, and we've done that. I've like haven't changed a shirt or something like that. We at least in the past, you know. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the big thing there, and of course the guys there, obviously they feel it, right? These guys are they're used to being on the train or commuting in from wherever they are, Jersey, whatever. So everything already feels authentic, as opposed to us, where again, LA, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't feel correct to wear menswear or classic menswear in LA, even though you can. So it's just like there's a more of a conscious effort as opposed to New York feeling a lot more effortless. And of course, the the New York fashion scene and menswear scene is pretty vibrant. There's stuff happening all the time. You got all those ALD stuff and the Drake's parties that used to happen before the pandemic. So it kind of it just makes more sense there.
Yeah.
There's a lot more like working in it as well, as opposed to us, which is purely just for enjoyment. It's like I'm curious what would happen if these New York guys move to LA, where again they're not in the menswear industry anymore. They don't have to be on the subway. Like I wonder what would then happen. How would LA affect what they wear? But most people don't do that. It's most people will probably want to stay in New York.
We got a couple questions about the McCoys and then Campania jackets.
Yes, yeah.
You want to talk about? I'm gonna step away for one more minute before we switch over to photos. But yeah, if you want to talk about that for a second.
Sure. McCoy's is really cool at the Armory. They've got a bunch of cool stuff. I'm sure I put the pictures in the blog post there. It feels a little bit out of place, just because it's the Armory, right? Like, but the Armory doesn't really have like parkas and I think they realize, the way that things are moving in with like the menswear merger, sportswear or whatever. It feels like this is their response to it. It's not getting preppier for them. It's getting more practical, milsurp, etc. I also think that the clientele of the Armory probably does that. Like like a hedge fund guy is probably not going to be into wearing like a hoodie with his suit. And I'm talking about like the seasoned hedge fund guy, the guy who buys a ring jacket and gets a Ratio custom tailoring. Like that guy is probably more inclined to get like a real McCoy's parka jacket as opposed to like a North Face X Ralph Lauren something, puffer or whatever. So it's cool to see it there. Obviously, I have seen two vintage versions of like everything there. Like one funny thing was, they were talking, and again, it was still pretty hot in New York. It's still pretty humid, and it's like mid to late 70s over there, mid to high 70s. Yeah, and they were saying like, oh man, like they love the real McCoy's jungle jacket, and they're like, well, I still don't get how people could wear this walking around here because it's just you'd sweat through it. And I was like, if you have like the true vintage versions, honestly, true vintage jungle jackets are so light compared to modern ones, even real McCoy's. And so that's I think that kind of shows a little bit. I think even the Armory staff is a little bit still learning about the real McCoy stuff and trying to figure out how to incorporate it there, because it's still very tailored over there. The Armory still feels like where you'd wear like a top coat to, as opposed to getting a vintage 40s parka with like a detachable fur hood, or like a 70s anorak and everything. New York is getting Standard and Strange. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that, actually. That's pretty awesome. I think Standard and Strange is probably a really good store. I think New York has 3Sixteen, and they've got what's it called? Shit.
Jane User?
No. I'm talking like workwear stuff. They got like Knickerbocker. They have that one, and so getting Standard Exchange is cool because it's kind of like the Armory of like workwear. I'm sure there's other stores there. Blue and green, but like the curation of Standard Exchange is really good. And Spencer and I went to the store in SF a while back, and it's really great stuff. The Penthees, yeah, that's true too. But Standard Strange is a little bit, it's kind of a little bit of all of that. Workwear, Americana, but still very fashiony, still on the pulse and everything. And the team behind that store is really great. Last one, the companion jackets. So again, they didn't actually have them. I was able to try on their tailoring, which could approximate it, but and I just tried on a size 50, or 40. But they don't have it there. They were just like, they're made to order, so the factory makes them. I didn't get to try on their DB cut. I only tried on like a single-breasted jacket, which was my size. I think it's just ready to wear. But they sound nice. I again, it's tough for us, right? We don't really see guys wearing J Muser. I know their whole thing is a little bit newer, right? Like their approach is newer, as opposed to like Ring Jacket, who's been around with the Armory for such a long time. You get to see a lot of not like they don't even have to be menswear guys, to like wear Ring Jacket. They'll like a regular office dude could go with the Armory and buy a Ring Jacket, compared to like J Muser, where you have to know just a little bit more to break through that barrier. So yeah, I mean, again, I'm curious to see how they keep moving forward with this whole thing. Spencer, I don't know if you're back yet.
He's
You can hear
in
him.
the room, but he's not.
in the room.
Sorry, I was closing my door, but I'm back.
No worries. But yeah, let's move on here. Let's talk about what it was like to go to Throwing Fits.
We shall. Yeah, we went to the Throwing Fits party on Wednesday earlier this week.
Last part, cream barbecue better in LA. It's cheaper and you eat more of it. So that's my take. That's my. I mean, but if you do get like really good cream barbecue, it's still really good here in LA. But we still prefer all you can eat. We're still poor people who can't.
I mean,
eat like
listen, I'm not complaining about the quality of Jen. It's still.
That's what I'm saying. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing about it. It's you're not eating fucking Wagyu, but
with Korean barbecue, if you're grilling it yourself, that's different than going to a restaurant and ordering a steak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a great chef, so I don't want to pay great chef prices.
Well, maybe throw up the Mohawk General Instagram too, so we can take a look at some of the other fits there. So this past Wednesday, we had a crazy week, man. I had trivia on Tuesday. Wednesday was the Throwing Fits and 14-year anniversary of Mohawk
15,
General.
14, something like that. 14, I think.
Yeah.
I remember it not being an even number.
Okay, well there you go. They had their anniversary party and we went there. It's in Silver Lake. It's there you go. Marco's here too. He can give us some inside knowledge from him because we lost him during the party a little bit. We lost him. So yeah, the party was interesting. I know I talked to some people at the 316 thing like, oh yeah, I didn't get to make it. How was it? I'm writing my essay still as we speak, and I'm still putting these. You guys are getting a little bit of a sneak peek with all the pictures here, but you'll get more of my nuanced and curated thoughts later on. But for a good example, it's very. I keep using the word on the pulse. This is how I've described Throwing Fits, right? It's very in the zeitgeist, and it's not classic menswear. It's fashion. That's how I feel about it. Obviously, the Larry and James have their own style, but I think that the testament of the people who are following it and attending it are just it's a testament to how much people can enjoy it and can get into it.
Mm-hmm.
This is fucking awesome. I mean, obviously, the ideas here are something that we could all apply to ourselves, right? Chore suits, cardigans, camp collars, military workwear pants, bucket hats. They're just taken in a little bit more of a intentionally designed direction.
Yeah.
But it's still there's still so much to learn from it. And so on the street, this is some of the pictures that they took here. I don't know who the photographer was, and I guess it makes sense because if you look at the Fit Check Friday one for us, where they put phone photos, and we're not even looking at it, and what the hell are these photos? And it turns out that it was the Mohawk photographer doing those particular ones.
So different teams, I guess.
Yeah, for different folks.
Different teams, for different folks.
But yeah, you can see here lots of people here. What I like to describe it as is that it felt very like Twitter, TikTok, in the sense that it's again very current. There's I don't want to call it meme potential, but it's it's like what I've seen from
Chris.
I mean, there's Chris, but it's what I've seen. There's MJ.
There's MJ.
Yeah,
Hey, who's
and
that?
then there's
Me.
Spencer and other people we don't know. But you can see it here. I mean, it's like
Who's that right
we
here?
joke about like the throwing fits core thing, but like here it's like really like just all over the place. It's really cool. There's the Stofa suit. There's Taylor Lorenz and Melody. Like you'd expect it, right, to be like trucker hat, sawtooth shirt,
Trout.
blundies, right? But then like obviously here it's just so much. I wouldn't say it's hipster. I feel like it's not streetwear. It's kind of more hype.
There's John.
Well, then you got John
There's
right
John.
I
there.
got Johnny.
So I feel like it's a lot more hype in a sense where that it's not in the bad way, but more so again like connected with like what is cool. It's cool. It's cool fashion. That's what it is. It's really great clothes that are that I can still like take something out of it. It doesn't feel like hipster to me is more like the TikToker. I mean, like if it was literally
if
like
there was somebody wearing like a little lock or whatever on a chain around their neck.
yeah, I would say like that's like if it was that or like a like a 80s 80s sweatshirt or like a fucking like NASCAR like a baggy NASCAR tee with like fatigues and like a pair of like New Balance and then like a trucker cap. I feel like that would be very memey. And I would say I was surprised that there wasn't that there. I mean, you saw some people who weren't as cool as the guys there, but it was very small to my surprise.
I mean, it was a big crowd, but the store itself was very small, and people were just filling the street. But it was a decently sized crowd.
Yeah, no, yeah, we at least by like the near like the high point, it was like full like just a bunch of people there. I mean, yeah, my favorite stuff is exactly what they captured. I feel like they got like some of the best fits there. Not mine, unfortunately, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, you can see if you go back to my photos now, you can maybe see a little bit of what was there.
A little bit of rest.
There's
bit of
you.
rest there.
So that's what you wore for everyone.
I have my own album of my actual fit pics, but yeah, this is the one that's not a fit pic. It's like a candid. But yeah, you can see us in the store. That's the women's side there. There he is. There's Larry. There's a cool bucket hat there.
There's me with my little old fashioned.
Yeah, there's me with
your Satan
sapping
jacket.
core. Yeah, Satan jacket
size
here.
large.
Yeah. There's there we go. So I'm wearing like my green suit and a merch T-shirt and a beret. Everything.
How about that yuzu cocktail though? Did you guys have
that? Was so good, man. That was so good.
Delicious.
Yeah.
A summer spritz.
They were good. I tried both. I had the margarita and the old fashioned cans.
Oh, nice.
They were both pretty good.
Burgers
Burgers smell delicious. I did not have one.
No, we didn't have that one. Unfortunately.
You have a burger at 3Sixteen?
I did. I could talk about that later on.
Yeah.
Want to hear about that burger? There's
some good going outfits from the boys here. Really great. Look at that, like that sweater, man. That thing's fucking awesome.
There's not Ethan on the side.
It's not me.
James kept switching hats during the night.
Yeah, he ended up having two.
Was that a running gag?
It was a running gag where he kept walking up and he's like, "Hey, did you see my new hat?"
Yeah, everyone asked me at 316 and even on Friday, it's like, "Oh yeah, did you guys talk to Larry and James?" And I was like, "Not really."
Briefly.
And so briefly. I mean, it's one of those when I talked to Larry a little bit. Yeah, when I had a quick one before Spencer got over there, and I was like, "Hey, like, did you expect it to be this crazy?" He's like, "Honestly, dude, no." It was really crazy. I mean, and I feel like if they're anything like us, obviously you would stick to talking to your friends, the whole time, and which is what they did, and they're friends with a lot of cool people. If we want to talk a little bit about, I mean, like here's a good question. Here's a good question, Spencer. Did we feel out of place? How did you feel like being in there?
I felt okay. I didn't feel like, I don't know. I felt like we were basically like any other group of friends that came together. Probably. Yeah. I mean, we were able to talk to like other people. So we weren't just like talking like amongst like the 3 or 4 of us. we socialized with other people there.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. But I think we were able to. I didn't feel
Well,
too out
that's
of
the
place.
thing, though, right?
We
I feel like
were
so.
one
This
of
is
the
what.
few people wearing sport coats, but I never felt like anyone. It was never like anyone was like judging us for that or whatever.
I don't know what I don't know what people expected because I mean it's me after all, right? Like we're gonna wear sport coats, but with this particular thing, I mean, one of the stuff that I always realize is like we don't we do talk to some people, but I do think that we don't have very many friends who are into it. Like the same thing would happen with 316 or even with this. Like there's a lot of people who like knew a lot of other people there, and we don't because we're a lot further removed. Like there's a lot of creative people there, photographers, podcasters, people who are very internet famous or take part in internet culture, and we're there, but it's like it's not the same thing. Um, and maybe I just think that we don't have as much people. I mean, there's like 4 of us there, so there's plenty of us anyway. But yeah, we did talk to some people while we were there. I personally didn't feel out of place there, but I'm used to being the guy in the suit regardless. And it's just a little I wouldn't say overwhelming, but there was a lot of people. That's kind of the bad part. Like it was crowded. So it wasn't hard to talk to new people. Like usually it's like, 1 or 2 words like, oh, I like your fit, or like, or just listen to the podcast or blah blah blah.
I like your
But
fit. Bye.
yeah, like I mean that's kind of a little bit of what it was. Couple of highlights is my friend Albert, who is right. Well, you can see him there. Well, there's the back of his head, I think.
Yeah.
But Albert, here's a good kind of that's a good kind of fit there. Love that one again as always. But Albert got recognized by a girl there for being on TikTok.
Nice. There's the
There's
2 hats.
there's the 2 hats there.
Got both of them.
Yeah, they got Marco as well. And what was I going to say? Albert got recognized from TikTok because he has a big TikTok account. And then I got recognized by my name, not what I look like and not what I dress. But someone goes like, I go like, oh yeah, what's your name? I go, oh, I'm Ethan. I go, oh, like Ethan Wong, and I'm like, yeah, like, oh yeah. They're like, oh yeah, I've seen your name online. I've seen it tagged by other people because I
Getting your
take the
social
picture
security.
like from like Young Chomsky, or I've taken a picture of Albert like a time before or whatever. So yeah, like that's kind of the extent of it there. I think one guy said, "Oh, I've seen you on my Explore page." I'm like, "Yeah, why don't I see you on your following list or on my follower list?" But yeah, I mean, it was okay. Like I wasn't expecting. Like the thing is, like I'm with this one, I was perfectly fine being a fly on the wall because this is where I want to see what it's like to be into the men's where I like, but then also be interested in this world, right? Or still be involved somehow. So it's totally fine. Like I'm not here, if at all, to be recognized. In fact, I'd rather people not know who the hell I am.
Yeah, I mean, I had fun. I thought it was a fun event. I wish there was more stuff like that. But no, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was fine. I just got hungry.
Yeah,
so bad.
Then we then we satisfied it.
Yeah, a little quickly, but yeah, it was fine. Marco, before we move on to the 316, Marco, what were your thoughts on the event and everything?
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, okay.
It was nice. It was nice running into you guys.
Mhm.
I actually had been a fan of Mohawk's inventory for quite a while. So like I would get stuff from their deep sale and hit up their warehouse and anniversary sales. So I think it was really cool that they were celebrating it in conjunction with Throwing Fits.
Yeah.
There doesn't tend to be a lot of events in LA that are geared towards people who kind of just dress up just for the fun of dressing up. And that's what Throwing Fits was. That was their key mantra, actually, when they were still failing upwards a few years back. I think they knew what their market was. They knew their market was to get more folks into dressing up and enjoying it, but also being kind of carefree about that approach as well.
We love being
So
carefree.
we love being carefree. We don't
I hate having
we
care.
are a pot. You guys are a pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm carefree and gave my social security to Derek.
Yeah, you
Mr. Rose
did.
Plopping is now Marco Martinez, officially. But yeah, I mean, it's you see a lot of neat styles over there, and
Yeah.
I think it's a more familiar world to me personally. But like what you said, Ethan, I just went there with some friends, and we just kind of wanted to take it all in. Like I'm not there to really network or to try to get recognized. I just want to run into my friends and just hang out and see who shows up there. So it was nice to talk to. I spoke with Jimmy for a hot second.
Yeah. What do you guys talk
and
about?
it's oh, well he said oh my god you're on Fit Check Friday every Friday. And I was just like, that's me. It's that so it was nice.
Is that proof that they don't do it themselves?
I don't know if it's them or if they have a social media team, but
Okay.
I mean, they had someone taking photos for Fit Check Friday.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I think they recognize names like every now and then, but I was more there to just let them know that I just enjoyed there. I enjoyed like seeing them kind of blow up from just a couple thousand followers to them being like a total meme page and community building hub right now. So I think you just gotta like pay your respects to what they have been able to do.
Sure.
And we kind of proved them wrong. They have that ongoing joke that there's no style in LA. It's just those white tees and skinny joggers everywhere. So it was great to see them bring everyone together. I had a good time.
Yeah, and I mean, they're the store. Yeah, the store is really cool. Something that surprised me is on the boys only episode where they went over the party. They were talking about how there's no like New York equivalent of like of Mohawk. They were trying to say, they were like trying to figure out in the episode where they might do a party like this in New York, and they're like, well, there's not really a place like it, so, which is crazy to me. But that
They wouldn't do AL. They wouldn't do ALD.
I don't know. Well, because that they said that they want like a store, like a place like Mohawk that stocks a bunch of different brands. But most of the places in New York, it's like the brands like store.
Macy's, obviously.
Oh, they could go to Macy's.
There you go.
But yeah, that's one place LA has them beat. But yeah, it was a cool party. I was glad we were able to at least say hi to Jimmy and Larry. That was fun. But yeah, I hope that we're able to do something like this. It would have been easier if the bloke was still around, but I think we have enough friends that maybe we could attach ourselves to some separate menswear gathering like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think the
vamping.
diversity of fits was a personal highlight.
Real quick comment.
Like, I mean, I loved seeing you guys.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Ivan.
No, I was gonna say all TF guys look the same from the back.
Well, there was kind of like a like a through line for the actual like Throwing Fits listeners.
In New York or Tote? Man, those burgers look good.
Yeah, there was a lot of like a lot of dad caps, a lot of
barn coats, a lot of sawtooth shirts.
Yeah.
A lot of sawtooth shirts.
I saw tooth shirts.
You saw tooth shirt?
I saw tooth shirts.
Oh, teeth shirt.
Yeah.
Was it a shark tooth?
It was a shark tooth shirt. It's a tooth made of shark teeth.
Yeah.
The Tooth Fairy with Dwayne Johnson.
The Tooth Fairy was there. Is that Dwayne Johnson or Vin Diesel?
That was Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. Vin Diesel was in the pacifier.
The baby. Yeah, that's the pacifier, the babysitter.
Yeah, that was him.
The baby.
And that other movie with the cars.
Yeah. And now he's fast and he's furious. I wonder, do you think the throwing fits guys? I'm trying to think of a Fast and Furious jokes, but I don't watch the movies, so I should have tried to make that comedic leap. Sorry, everybody. That's an aborted joke right there.
Did somebody give him a pair of AirPods, or what's going on there?
Wait, with this?
Yeah,
he does. He's holding an AirPod box.
He's holding a box of AirPods.
I wonder if he got gifted AirPods.
Yeah.
I'm really curious, like how people react to this whole thing. It looks like they're really chill with everybody, but like, you know what I mean? Like, how do fans approach throwing fits like these guys? Because,
I mean, they
like,
were both,
I wonder.
They were both very like friendly when we talked to them. Like they weren't like standoffish or whatever. They were very very personable, very normal guys. And I think if you are normal,
if you're not a weirdo.
Yeah. Is what?
What? I coughed.
Did we lose Ethan?
No, I think he's here.
That's so weird. No, yeah, it sounds weird on my end, but I'm fully connected, which is awful.
Okay.
Marco, is that a different pair of yellow and black striped pants?
That's the same one I've had since 2019.
Okay. They look different.
Yeah, I
thought the other ones were more like block stripe.
Yeah, I think this one was just photographed really well by Ethan, of course, at night. There's some green tones running alongside the gold. It was old metal ribbon fabric that Bodhi used to make these trousers. So I like once the guys were like saying, "Oh, we're gonna wear green," I thought it would work really well with the jacket I chose and the turtleneck. It was a nice chilly night too.
And you've done similar looks kind of like that before, right? I feel like at your party. Oh, no, your party wore like a tank, I think.
I wore the tank at the party. Yeah. Yeah.
How do you wear a military vehicle to a party?
Good question. It's like a Transformers costume.
Yeah.
I think it would be really funny if at the throwing fits like party someone just showed up in like a Universal Studios like Bumblebee like costume.
Somebody came as the Megatron cast member.
Yeah, the Megatron that like talks to you.
That's what it should be.
Flies away as an
James Lawrence.
Where's Sam Witwicky?
Yeah. I need the mother box. What do they call it? It's not the mother box. That's from DC.
I was gonna say the Tesseract.
Yeah, what's the thing that they're looking for?
Give me the Tesseract.
What did the Transformers want?
The Allspark.
Allspark.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, come on. I mean, yeah, so like you know what you're saying, like I think that's what's cool that you said earlier, like LA has like these kind of more independent multi-brand stores, right? That's kind of sick.
LA
compared
LA
to
Magic, baby.
I love it.
What the heck? Okay, sorry, behind the scenes stuff. Like every so often it'll be fine, and then everyone will sound like a robot to me, even though
the stream's okay.
Even though the stream is fine and my internet's full bars and like nothing else is lagging. Really weird.
I mean, on Twitch, my webcam like lags sometimes, but it's only me. Like it's like Ethan's webcam is fine. But yeah. Anyways.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to see what. I remember I'll close Twitch for now. But so someone will have to tell me what the comments say. But no, yeah, I think that it'd be cool for us to do something here. Again, multi-brand store is interesting because you have that idea that you can bring more people together as opposed to like just one place, which is why the Armory is really good for that. But the thing is, you have places like Drake's, which again are single brand that also draw a lot of people. It just kind of depends.
Yeah, maybe next time we go up to the Bay Area or something, we could do it'd connect with Standard and Strange or something.
Hmm.
I don't know. But yeah, Select Shop. That's a good name for
Isn't
it.
Standard and Strange going to open in New York?
Oh yeah, I think someone mentioned that.
Yeah.
Wait, who?
That's really exciting. Standard and Strange is opening
Yeah.
a New York store. I feel like if they have candidates for a independent retailer of multiple brands in New York, I mean, No Man Walks Alone doesn't have their own storefront, but I feel like they would draw a lot of folks from different kind of style tribes, if you will.
Because I'm trying
Blue
to think
and green.
I'm trying to think of stores that exude the Sadhead mindset, and obviously, again, the bloke was right there, but doesn't exist anymore.
Not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Sad.
Yeah. Sadhead.
Yeah, that would have been it.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we talk about
the other one?
Yeah.
I couldn't make it to this one, but you got some. Let me torture myself by looking at pictures of the burgers again. There it is.
There it is with the eggs.
That's not the best picture of it, but yeah.
Well, I just love the egg.
You can find a better
picture
one.
of the eggs.
There you go.
Ooh. There you go.
They were pretty good.
But yeah, so 3Sixteen had their party the same week. It's the 5-year anniversary of their store in the Arts District. Really great. They've had the same location for 5 years, I believe.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, really good stuff. So 3Sixteen, they make make all their stuff. They have some collaborations, like they have like Viberg boots and everything like that. They carry some of those sunglasses and some jewelry as well. But yeah, a lot of it is like it's a single brand store, so it's a little bit different. The locations in the Arts District is a little bit off. It's like on behind Hauser and Worth area. Parking is kind of a dick to kind of deal with. But yeah, so this one was a lot more low key. Mohawk is pretty cool. It's been there longer. Of course, you got the notoriety of throwing fits. And for 3Sixteen, you don't have any celebrity other than Andrew, the founder of 3Sixteen, who flew out here from New York to kind of check it out. They got some cool burgers. And then they had some free beer and some free wine, courtesy of the wine company, whatever.
There's always some nice vintage cars around 3Sixteen. And
yes.
you know who runs them? Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Jay Leno, baby.
He just leaves them there.
He just leaves them there.
Yeah, he's just there the whole time.
Was he at the party?
But
he has a denim head.
Yeah,
I wonder where Jay Leno gets his denim from. This stuff's from Japan. It's Jay Leno talking about his jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The jeans, not the car.
Yeah, not the car.
There was I think we saw a Japanese car there. Yeah, Annie pointed out one of the Japanese cars there that was cool. It was like olive green. Yeah.
It would be funny if we were just talking about like a Toyota or like Honda or something.
Yeah, it is. It's like it is a Japanese car, but it was just like an 80s like Civic.
Yeah. There's you saying hydrated. I like that.
Yeah, that whole thing is 400 calories.
Oh man. Well, stay hydrated, but not too hydrated, I guess. That's a cool like vest with a big kangaroo pocket. Like it.
Yeah, we saw Derek and his partner Grace again, showing up here.
Yeah, it was
fun
to meet him at the Throwing Fits thing.
Yeah, it was great. Again, the environment was a lot more low key. Obviously, there's like a high point. There's a lot of people there. Albert came as well with his roommates and his other friends that I don't know of. I think some Self Edge people probably. I think, because he's connected with there. But yeah, that was great. I got to talk to Andrew a little bit. When I took a picture of him, he even unbuttoned his shirt a couple more buttons because we all know I'm a big fan of the severely unbuttoned shirt.
Yeah.
I love the merch tees. I think I took a picture of some of the the print on them. I think some of them are unfortunately on the back of the shirt, but yeah, I really like the shirts that they had for the party and everything. Again, you gotta see a lot of like tote bags. What I liked about this also is like this is more LA, or at least East LA, right? Like it's not. I mean, I guess Silver Lake's kind of East LA too, but like the environment here, it's a lot more skater. You can kind of see that, right? The kind of like in the styles that are represented here. I mean, 3Sixteen, right? A lot of the guys who work there are like, skaters who come from that skate scene or the music scene.
Yeah.
It's not as like fashiony. Yeah, it's not as fashiony as like a mohawk kind of a thing, which is still, it's really cool to see that. So you can see like the overlap here, like, like their take on a jungle jacket, their take on tiger stripe, their take on a flannel camp collar shirt, stuff like that. And then of course seeing the through line, they're like, okay, instead of like a regular plain t-shirt, they're getting like this Indian loomed knit sweater that you can wear with like your fatigues and go skating in, so that's kind of like the vibe of what this party was like. Obviously still out of place if you're thinking formality wise. I was wearing my LL Bean sport vest, chambray work shirt, knit tie, and navy trousers and loafers. MJ was wearing jungle jacket, chambray shirt with a merch tee as well. But it felt a little bit more easy. I felt more at ease here because it's less cloudy in a sense. Not that the throwing fits thing was more cloud, but like throwing fits had a different type of person. It's very fashiony, right? A lot of famous people were there, at least on the internet. There's a lot more breadth in clothing. Well, here it's like kind of like it's more like if you've heard of 3Sixteen, you're probably there to celebrate and check it out, as opposed to like Mohawk being such a big deal and being and throwing fits and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of like this one more. Again, it wasn't as crowded. It gave me a chance to talk with Derek more, because last time obviously we lost him during the party and everything like that, and all those people. But this time it was a little bit more pointed. And I only had all of our friends flaked, other than Derek, who showed up. All of our other friends flaked, and it was just Ethan, MJ, and Annie who were there. I met this guy Perry, who is a big fan of ours.
Platypus?
Yeah, Ethan got noticed a couple times.
Twice.
Wait,
yeah, so it's
316 party,
which is kind of yeah, right. But it's kind of interesting, right? Where like I felt like I'm so used to like taking pictures, just kind of being there and everything like that. But then like it happened twice. So that guy Perry. So if you go back to that guy who took a picture with Andrew, or that solo picture of him, he's wearing like an Evan Kenori short jacket, and then some Orslo fatigues, and then some like sneakers and like this cool tee here. And we were talking a lot about like because he wanted to get my perspective on stuff, and he's like, we talked about like skating and like how I can see he looks like a skater to me, and surfer, right? Like very LA. He's from LA, and seeing him like incorporate the menswear, obviously not a suit and tie, but like the Evan Kenori's take on the short jacket and the OG 107s and the getting some like not Carhartts but like work pants from 360, stuff like that. Seeing the through line there, and it's really what I love about these conversations is seeing how much they get it, because it always is reassuring that people go like, oh yeah, like when I listen to the blog when I read the blog or listen to the podcast, like I know that you're not saying that you have to wear a suit and tie, but it's like finding what that is for you. And I'm like, oh my god, I could cry. Thank you for understanding what we're doing. And yeah, I mean it's so clear, right? Like he's like we have clothes that look like this, right? And we have clothes that approximate this kind of thing, but of course he's wearing it in his own way, and and he's able to find out what it means and how to make it authentic. He's obviously, again, he's wearing Evan Kenori. It's not like a vintage short jacket from the 50s, even though it could look like it. Looks like the Hercules ones with the big old chest pockets, but it's not. And that's what's really fascinating. One thing that we talked about that he kind of understood was being picky over the details. And by that I mean, because he asked, he's like, oh, hey, I've heard that you like music a lot and film score. And I was explaining to him, like we were talking about it, and I was saying how, because obviously, as someone who tends stuff when the subject comes up, he says, "Oh, what do you think about Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross?" And I said something along the lines like, I like them for the movies, but from a musical standpoint, it's not my biggest thing. But it's because I know what I like, and I finally came up with this, where it's like if I like a suit with a certain lapel and like a gorge, that's like me saying I like it when a composer does this type of chord. It is so specific, and it's not saying that another chord isn't bad, but it's like I like seeing when I'm like when what I like comes in there, like the specific chord, the specific voicing, and he liked it because he works in media and stuff. And it's like, oh, he's like, oh yeah, like I like when writers approach things a certain way, or when the dialogue is a certain way, or when it's shot like this. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like when you're aware of these details, it makes it a little bit more, it makes it easier to kind of find out what you like and what you want out of it. And applying that with music or even photography, it's like yeah, I can appreciate conceptual surreal photography, but obviously when I take a picture, it's very straightforward. So if I'm gonna look at how I want to take a picture, I'm gonna look at what actually inspires me. And he got that immediately, and I think that's so. I'm glad that we're, or at least I am, coherent enough for people to understand that. So yeah, Perry's a real cool guy. I hope he joins the Discord. He was like, oh yeah, like he was like, yeah, he was in. He said he's talked to you, Spencer, on the Throwing Fits one a little bit, but I don't think he's renewed. Yeah. I don't know if you remember that. But yeah, maybe we'll see him at some point coming out and hanging out with us at the thing. And there was another guy I couldn't take a picture of. His name is Grant, and he's this really tall dude. He's from Long Beach. He sounds like, skater surfer guy from like Long Beach. And he was like, yeah, I work at he's like a finance dude, but he's like, he loves how I dress. He didn't know my name, which is like, oh, I've seen you around. Can you remind me of your name again? But we were talking, and it's like, he was getting my perspective, like, how's like, we're both from LA and you wear a suit, like, how do you feel, like, how do you reconcile that? And we also talked a lot about social media, which was kind of interesting. He's like, he asked me like, what's your goal here? And I was like, I don't have a goal, honestly. I just take pictures of my friends.
What's your plan, asshole?
Yeah.
What's your scheme?
Yeah. Like, and so I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, I haven't been, we talk about that a lot, but I've never been asked that from like a bystander before, right? Like, that's kind of interesting because I think we are all kind of poisoned by like influencer core, right? Like, because he was saying like,
I'm
by
cyanide too.
Yeah. Do you know what it does to you?
It's completely destroyed my jaw. You would
Yeah,
not
there you
believe
go.
the cost of the prosthetics that I had to get.
Yeah. But the one thing, the really cool thing about him was like, he was saying how, he likes menswear. He started to go to Snake Oil Provisions, back when they were in Long Beach before they moved out to Highland Park. And he was saying how, like, oh, like, how do you feel about like tagging brands, like how things come off? And I was like, honestly, I don't even think about it anymore, and I feel like, I even said how I feel bad for the menswear guys who have to see me getting boba with my girlfriend, and I feel bad for my girlfriend's friends who have to see me like at like explaining a blog post in depth every Monday or something, So it's like, and I'm like, and honestly, at this point, like, I don't really care. And I guess the clout speaks for itself, right? Like, itself. Yeah, I mean, it's like, if people hated it, they wouldn't have followed, right? So they either got to deal with it. And I, even today, I still find out like a lot of my close friends, people that I like met and hang out in person, they don't follow me because I'm presuming for the menswear reason. Like, they don't care, right? So that's fine. But yeah, it was interesting how, if you think about like, the Throwing Fits thing, where like there's a lot of like internet people there, no one knows anything, like no one knows who we are. But then you get two guys you get Perry here who's like, oh yeah, like, where's your friend Spencer? Like, I wanted to talk to you guys. I was hoping you guys would come. And then the other guy being like, oh yeah, I've read your blog before and everything like that. So it's like, it's interesting to see. Of course, it makes sense that the local one, the one that is here, and of course I've been on the 316's page when I did the feature with them for their jeans. So that kind of helps a little bit. But it's kind of interesting to see the dynamic of the two, right? Something a little bit more comfortable, maybe like, I'm more not alone, but like the crowd is smaller, so people are open to talking a little bit more here.
Yeah, because I was gonna say there's always the chance that people at the Throwing Fits party did recognize you or did recognize us, but just didn't say anything because, as we mentioned, was very crowded. And it happened to me.
Did it happen to you at the bar?
No, not at the bar.
Oh, okay. Two people said something like, someone, I don't know if they recognize me, but someone goes, oh, hey, I saw you at the Rose Bowl on Sunday. Did you buy anything? I'm like, oh, no, I just...
I feel like if they mentioned that, they probably knew.
Yeah. But I think maybe they thought also like, oh, we're on a mission here. We're just trying to hang out. So like all those guys cut the conversation short at the bar but like it was like on my way to talking to you, like on my way to finding you at that bar. Like I got talked to like 2 people, like very briefly. It was very brief, like stuff like that. And then this one, it's kind of funny where like I was like talking to MJ and Derek, and then I got looped into 2 very very great and very cool conversations with these 2 guys, but like they were obviously longer. Like it took up like most of the night near the end of it.
It's easier to navigate as compared to throwing fits.
Yeah, exactly. One funny moment of this party was there was a I guess some random dude off the street who kind of just ingratiated himself in the party and had like free drinks, and he kind of stayed there. I don't know if he was waiting for I mean, I guess he later on we found out he was waiting for an Uber, but like Andrew and them were like, hey, we're gonna go out and have a drink, if you guys want to join us. But also like he pulled me inside to say that because like, is that guy with you guys? I'm like, no. He's like, okay, cool, because we didn't want to announce it outside and have that guy hear it and join in. But no, the staff was so great. Obviously, I haven't met all of those guys all at once, but I've met like David, who I've helped me buy the jeans that I got. Brandon, the wholesale manager, who I met when the bloke was still buying, because the bloke did stock some trousers from 3Sixteen at the time. And of course Andrew and stuff like that. Like their guys are really, really great. I'm glad that they ask us to stop by, because it's like we're young, we wear tailoring, but they still genuinely value our opinion, I hope. And they're letting me know that there's some cool stuff happening. I mean, obviously, like one of the things I love about 3Sixteen that we've seen on MFA before is the tiger stripe jungle jacket, right? Yeah. That's one of the best things that they've ever done. And then they're like, their camp collar, like suits, right? Like the kind of matching linen or kind of like those flannel sets. And then they're doing some more Indian and Peru loomed stuff. And what's really cool about this is that with 3Sixteen is that first they were very like made in USA, local brand, and they've kind of expanded on that, not because COVID or price, but because sometimes the best stuff is made in other places. Like I think you get older, it gets to be like that, right? And hearing about like these Peru, like these cultures that have hand loomed or textiles is inherent to their identity, and being able to make something cool out of it is really it's really amazing, and can't wait to see what they have. But this was
able to make it to that party, but we should go down to the store or something sometime soon.
It's fun. It's a great store. I think you'd like it. I mean, the sunglasses again are really great. I gotta stop buying sunglasses, man. It's a little addictive.
I mean, I don't need jeans, but it'd be nice to have more than like 2 pairs that I switch between.
I mean, if you wanted like the Levi's, or sorry, like the Ivy ones, like the kind of slimmer ones, then I think those are good. Because I mean, these are obviously not as wide as like our LVCs or some of our 501s. They probably fit close to a modern 501.
Slim, maybe not cuffed jeans, just like
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like wearing mine.
More like late 60s kind of look.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean the style there is, the rest of the people there, a bit more LA. It's a lot more low key, right? Like the people there weren't as fatted, weren't as fashiony as like the Mohawk scene. It's a lot of stuff like this, camp collars, muted tone, stuff like that. But yeah, I'll summarize these in a blog post and put them up so people can see more details later on. I'm also waiting to get the well, I guess I won't have film pictures of 3Sixteen because I'm still on that roll. But I will update I will update the Throwing Fits one with some of the film pictures, because I think I took a little bit more film than digital for that one.
Digital. Do we want to spend the last 10 minutes on like YouTube or something?
Yeah, we can go see what's up on YouTube here. But kind of wish everyone else was there. Like Andrew was saying, where's the rest of the crew? And I was like, oh man, I know a lot of them like backed out. Like Marco, you were writing, and Michael. Michael said he drove by. He's like, because he was having dinner with Anne.
He said we saw you from the car when we drove by.
What am I? Who do we want to see? Teaching Men's, Gentleman's Gazette, Alpha,
BG.
Let's see what Gentleman's Gazette has.
I
feel like he's a good guy to start with. Oh, here we go.
Pretties.
Let's see if they're right. What men?
Damn,
really
how are we
want.
gonna? Okay.
Whoa!
Oh, not
Great
not
face.
that.
not
Great
this,
face.
not this, bro. Screenshot this.
Oh.
Put this in live. Someone put this in live. Someone put this in live.
Okay, let me.
Why the bow
Twitch
tie?
or the image.
This
make it
face,
make it
dude. Yeah.
Make it
full
full
screen,
screen.
and then,
There you
and then
go.
screenshot
It's a
it.
great face. That's the face his wife married.
Yeah.
Bro, what the hell
I
you
hit
doing,
print screen, but I
Jose?
don't have time to do anything with that print screen. Hold on. I have snipping tool.
Just okay, there, right.
I
Can I
have.
make that an emote?
Yeah. I'll get. I have like a
You'll
big
cut it
batch
out.
that I need to do.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, we need to update our emotes on Twitch too.
Yeah. Okay, let me just put this in. Let me just put this in live, and then I'm gonna ask someone else to save it because I think right now it's just in my downloads folder with the bullshit name.
Yeah, dump it in
Good
live.
God,
and-
man.
Where did I put this? I did not put it in live. Where did I put it? Oh no.
I don't know. You didn't put it.
I can't.
Anywhere.
I just put it whatever channel I was
We'll
in.
get it later. Let's watch
Whatever.
the video.
Welcome back to the Gentleman's Gazette, and in today's video we'll be turning back the clock
Jesus.
I want to
once
figure out where I
more
put it.
to the golden age of menswear,
Oh, bro,
the
what'd you
stylish
do that for?
1930s, and we'll analyze what
Is this a
Wait.
response? Is this a response to the Esquire Man thing?
I don't think so. I mean, they're doing other. If you look in the sidebar, you can see other videos they're doing.
Okay, what do we think? Okay, what do we think about that outfit? I think the one on the right is kind of cool, but then also not.
This
Like,
is a very 1930s outfit.
I like the one on the left.
is it? It looks like it's such a bad 1930s outfit, though. Look at that shit.
But I
dude.
mean,
It's
like, yeah,
so-
the plaid tie with like the white solid bow tie, or the plaid shirt with the white solid bow tie is like a very.
Yeah.
I put in the OTD.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. All right,
Especially with the hat. Just,
you gotta go back to
To
full
many
screen.
classic style
Oh,
enthusiasts,
I do gotta
the
go back to full screen.
1930s are the epitome of style. It's such rarely featured on a Gentleman's Gazette.
The epitome.
Many consider it to be the golden age of menswear. Personally, I love flipping through.
Wait, is the volume
Oh
low?
man, he's got the actual German one. That's so good.
Okay, now it's my fault.
Of the suit and the full cut of the garments
Damn, I
are
need
just
these-
special.
these
Because of
books,
that, we put
bro.
together an ebook with lots of
Ebook.
vintage 1930s men's fashion illustrations.
Ebook it.
And we talk
Ebook.
about how you can use the concepts back then.
That only
and
for
apply
sale
to
for
your
e-boys
outfits
and
today.
e-girls.
Unsurprisingly, we
Ebook.
call it
Sounds like a
Gentlemen
Pokemon.
of the Golden Age. And you can find it in our shop here. I mean,
That looks
how
bad.
cool
Hey, I
do
have a
those
tie
guys
like
look?
that. That's like
The patterns, the cut,
The
the
yellow-
which
color
one?
combinations.
Yellow, green, blue one?
It's
Ooh.
Yeah, the
that's
green.
good.
Yeah, the
unique,
Yeah.
yet not over the top. Now,
Unique
fashion
New
illustrations
York.
are one thing. Of course, that was an ideal. Oftentimes, the leg line was super long and the proportions were off to real men. It was just a stylized fashion ad.
Damn, those
so the big question
strobes,
is,
dude.
what did men actually wear?
Oh, those
Leading up to
reps
this
are
decade,
good.
life was getting better for a lot of men, especially Joe Average.
Joe Average?
World War I was long
Things were-
over.
shit
There
was
were
so
new
good
products
for
in the
him.
market. Working
Joe
conditions
Swanson.
had improved, and class relations had improved as well. The weekend had been invented, and men
Thanks,
could spend more
history.com.
time on themselves. Then suddenly, the Wall
The
Street
Weeknd
crash
was
of
invented.
1929
Fuck,
Like
happened,
Crash?
the singer.
and the world
What the heck? That
changed
that
overnight,
sucks.
not just in the U.S. but across the globe.
Can't believe they did that.
Now, Hollywood stars of that era.
I don't need a history. Can we
certainly
skip ahead?
looked
I don't
like
need a history
they were going
lesson.
through the Great
Yeah,
Depression,
sure.
but of
What
course,
men wore
they were
hats.
part of the top 1%,
me-
and as such could afford
show me
to
your
dress
goddamn-
well. But for the average person in the
No,
30s,
they
life
have
looked
chapters
low.
there. Just go
Young
full
men
screen. Look,
started
you can still do
maybe
it.
skipping the
Oh,
hat,
there we go.
and it wasn't that big of a taboo anymore.
What do you think of going hatless, Preston? Nope.
Amongst working
hates
class
going
men, the
hatless.
flat cap was probably the most popular piece of headwear.
Okay, this is
The
just
flat
basic
caps and hats in
history.
general
Guys wore flat
also got
caps more.
bigger.
Yeah, I get it. I
Okay,
know.
what do you
Head
want to see
style
about
flat
eyewear,
cap, as well
waistcoats,
as wide
trousers?
brim
Eyewear.
hats.
Eyewear.
In England, the 30s saw a transition to wider and
that
bigger
Blake?
eyeglasses. In previous decades, you had smaller lenses. Now things became bigger and more
Oh, those are
decorative.
cool.
The materials
The-
had also
like
changed.
Art
Yes, you
Deco
saw the
engraving,
gold-plated
whatever.
and silver
Yeah.
wireframes, but you also had celluloid.
I kind of want a
backlight
pair, but
frames.
like
Sometimes the bridges
I
were
look better with
out,
thicker
no longer
frames.
set on the nose.
Yeah.
Which meant
I don't
some
like
of
the
glasses
round,
now had
the
little
circle
nose pads to
sunglasses.
keep on your
yeah,
face
the
properly.
titanium ones.
Imagine
Dr.
eyeglasses in the
Jones.
30s were first and foremost used
We've
to
been
aid
expecting you,
vision.
Dr. Jones.
Pince Nez, on the other hand.
Pince Nez
Did you
and
see
monocle
that
were
the
still
cigarette
around, but
right next to
mostly
his
worn by
face?
actors or
Yeah.
older gentlemen.
Oh, the idea.
Even though they tried to make new styles to appeal to a more younger generation, but that didn't really work out. Of course, if you were part of the aristocracy, chances were you were more conservative and you would still wear your monocle. Interestingly, young women also found an interest in them. Also,
Ladies
sunglasses
in
were increasingly popular, and in the US,
That looks
you definitely
cool.
have
Hey,
them
we got
if you
front
could-
pleats. Front pleats on the right or on the left.
That's
sorry.
cool.
Is that
Yeah,
a
yeah.
belted suit or
No, it's not.
is
No,
that
it's just a
just
regular
like,
suit.
But it's got
Okay.
front pleats.
In the US,
Action
30
front
shirts
suits.
definitely had an attached soft
Okay.
collar, and that had
Attached soft
become the
collar.
most
Just a good
popular.
shirt.
Yeah, I know. We always
Makes
talk
sense
about
because men
people still
overall
wore
went more
spread collars,
casual.
even though I
Of
first beer
course, for a
points.
formal
So.
white tie or
Even
white
though you
collar,
prefer it,
you would
people
wear
still-
the starched detachable
Yeah,
collar shirts,
the gall
but
of
for
these
everyday
people.
wear,
Yeah.
we had the softer ones. Now, sometimes these softer collars were still detachable
Yeah.
Button-down
because it
collar
meant
with
you
the tie
could wash
in the
just the
30s.
collar and not the body, or vice versa. While most people today think of detachable collars as white contrast,
Jackets. I
Like
want
ties,
Long
or
suit.
ties.
Ties.
I want to see what
men
they say about
still
ties.
wore ties and bow ties. Ties were much shorter than they are today. They had the diamond shape, and they were typically
Damn, I
untipped,
love that. That's
meaning
Those are all
there
good.
was
Oh
no
god, these
lining.
are great ties.
Unlike
Oh man,
most modern
dude, just
ties
hey,
today.
this is a good this pose right here with the flap
Yeah.
patch pocket and everything.
What does that mean? Well, the blades
here
were
we
Oh,
go.
dark shirt.
by machine
Yeah, that's
or
cool.
unhemmed. The unhemmed
Oh,
tie
man, the
makes
belted
sense because it's still elegant,
on the left.
but it's less
They're
stiff.
gonna-
Oh
they're gonna have
man,
sex
and
with
is
it.
in
see,
line
see,
with
it's like
the
I
casualization
started
of
at
the
the
suit
top, right?
and
I
the
was
outfit.
like,
Oh man, look at
oh.
this pattern mixing.
yeah. I was gonna say, I know it said this like, oh, I'm gonna wear more merch tees and blazers, and then I see this, I'm like, no, I'm gonna wear fucking ties every day this week. You know, it's like it's kind of tough. Oh baby, John Hong Heftig,
So was Lawrence Fellows doing like illustrations for like German menswear brands in 1938?
No, it's no, it's
It's a or is it a
No, this is
like-
not Lawrence.
this is a different
Yeah.
dude, man.
Yeah.
They were all similar though, because Lawrence was the
Yeah.
most
Labor
popular
class were
guy.
cheap,
Mm.
and
So,
having an
his art
untipped
style was
tie
more
They all got
saved
Lawrence
money
Fellows'
because you
face.
didn't have to pay for the fabric tipping.
Yeah, like
because
the
fabric
very like
was a lot more
just
expensive.
That's
angled
Spider-Man.
Now,
features.
fast forward
Yeah.
to today.
Oh,
things are
yeah,
different.
so if
Untipped
you want
tie
1930s
requires
ties, go to
hand-folding, for
fucking-
example, and labor.
But these are
ties
tips.
Word velvet.
These are
become less
tips.
expensive.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
say-
So
yeah.
today, typically, the untipped tie is more expensive.
But the
to
thing is,
produce
you got to get the
than
right
regular
patterns,
tipped
bro.
tie. In our shop,
Get
we offer
like these
untipped
aren't
ties
30.
as
I mean,
well
these
as
are that one's
soft
kind of
ties
30s.
From
There you go,
Fort Belvedere
untipped
it.
in
handfold.
3 different
The
lengths.
Fort Belvedere.
So if you want the 30s
See,
look,
they don't
get the
have that
untipped
jacquard in the
tie
back
that
though.
is a little shorter.
That's better.
because that
That's
is
really
very
good. That's a good
essential
tie.
That's
for
pretty
The buff.
good.
Oh,
vintage
that's
shoes.
pretty good. I still
Both
don't like
sides
the
of
back
tie
on that
also
tie.
had very thin or no interlining. and so the
Ooh,
bow
man,
just
matching
tied a little
cummerbund to your
differently
underwear.
than most modern bow ties. Now for casual excursions.
Oh
we actually
man, look at
I
that.
thought that was
Talk about
go
talk about
out
t-shirt
and
with a
about
DB. That's
in
kind of
Yeah.
disgusting.
which was
Oh dude.
There you go.
highly unlikely
Yeah,
in
it's
previous
so good.
decades.
They
Now,
still
some men in
the
the 30s didn't want to
champions.
go without anything, so they wore
Fits.
ascots, and they were somewhat
Oh
popular.
man, look at the
Good
weave on that.
texture.
Of course,
that.
you guessed it, we also got ascots in our
Runaway
shop.
collar.
The formal
No.
ones, as well as the
Yikes.
casual ones that were popular in the 30s.
Yikes.
Nope,
Now, in terms
not
of
with that
vests
like
and
regular
waistcoats, they
shirt.
were no longer mandatory.
Artillery
from the
tie.
1930s.
Oh, thin ties
Central
in
heating
the,
was advancing and popping
that
up in
time.
more and more office buildings.
Central heating.
Double-breasted suits were popular, so you could skip it there.
That's not a
And
30s
it was just
suit,
a
is
new,
it?
I don't think
fresher,
so. That's-
less
I don't know.
stiff
Maybe it
look.
could be.
However, the men who did still wear waistcoats and vests wanted a slightly different
Damn,
shape.
look at the curve. Look at the like
Tips
straight
became
quarter on
longer,
that thing.
and you
Oh,
could now
green
see
waistcoat
decorative
with
buttons and
brass
buttonholes
buttons.
that were never meant to be buttoned, but
Yeah.
were just there for the looks. In any case, you always wanted the
Tattersall.
tips of your waistcoat to
With
cover
writing.
your waistband,
The
so no
tip?
tie or shirt
Good
would
link.
ever poke out. If you look closely at the bottom, some people also call it the sharp
Whoa,
tooth
morning
shape,
dress or a
where
stroller
you
suit.
can't button the button.
Yep.
In terms of pockets, vests typically featured 4: a chest pocket on either side and a pocket below.
God,
the
he
back.
picked this
The button
outfit
stands
to
of the
represent the
30s jacket
30s,
was
bro.
slightly
Okay,
lower,
here we go.
and it was overall slightly shorter in the back.
Those
The
are
buttoning
all,
component
like-
in the 30s was
DBs,
lower in
man, I'm
the
telling
30s
you.
and closer to your
Fucking love
natural
DBs.
waist. Often that meant that
T-shirts.
the bottom button of a single breasted
Oh,
jacket
man.
was up
Yeah, I've
against
never
the
seen this one
Turtleneck
Oh,
with
before.
that fit on the right
the
is.
top line of the
Ooh,
pockets. Of course, only the pockets were
blazer.
angled.
this looks
By the
more
way,
60s
wasn't
than
seen
that.
very frequently. Pockets were typically
I need a khaki suit. I mean, a khaki
You have
DB.
one.
Waist
Khaki
suppression
DB.
wasn't as extreme as in the 20s.
I need a
Also,
brown
in the 20s, you still
DB.
had that body coat style. In the
There you go.
30s, you had more of a
Some
For every
weird
unique
stuff.
fabric,
jacket
Oh,
was
there
man.
needed to
The
be.
bottom.
and there was excess material
Hell yes,
over
dude,
your
this is so
shoulder
good.
blade in the back and your chest in the front. To learn more about the English drape suit,
Oh,
head
single
over
breast
to our
pickle
website.
pals.
The shoulders were also
So I'm telling you
wider
guys,
and roomier,
especially with 3
and
buttons.
overall, the
Well,
jacket
that's-
set
If
looser
okay,
on the
if
bottom.
Dave
The
could
fabrics
do
we
it
used
on
were
his
still
like
heavy,
the
so
lapels from
everything
his
draped
DB
really
on
nicely.
a
Also,
SB,
off-the-rack jackets still
Dude,
came in a much
like,
bigger
no contact.
variety of
There they are.
variations with belts and shooting
Oh
cleats
man,
compared to
look at
today.
that.
Personally,
Who's
I
that guy
like
talking
action
to, my
bags and
dick?
shooting
Dick?
cleats and all the
Yeah.
9 yards. These
Yeah.
features weren't
Damn,
just
that's
purely
so good. Look at
aesthetic,
the
but also
DB.
allowed you to move more freely, and it made the suit and the jacket more practical. Yes, while the suit
Yeah.
was still popular, the idea of a contrasting sports jacket also picked up steam. in the
Something I always thought was
Now, what
interesting
extensions
is I heard
changed?
that.
Why did we have
Well, I
sport
mean,
coat
you know, like
combinations and a
prior to the
jacket
20s and
that was much
30s,
roomier and bigger.
wearing
when
a
just 10
contrasting
years
sport
earlier,
coat was usually
jackets were
more
a lot
formal
more tight
wearing a full suit.
and
Yeah.
tailored to the body.
Because
Because it's like,
Well,
like a dinner or
previously,
smoking
fashions were
jacket.
mostly
Kind
Yeah,
of
about
or
about
like if you
the
think about
ideas
morning
or
dress or
models.
stroller suits.
Those
those
Yeah,
were
exactly.
didn't have to
separate
do
jackets.
hard physical labor, so they didn't have strong muscles, but they were lean and trim for the most part.
And I think it was
Unless
once
they
again
ate
college kids that
But
made,
in the
that made sport
1930s
coats
saw
a
a
casual
huge
garment.
shift in this culture. People were more interested in
Oh man,
sports,
sport coat,
Ooh,
right?
here we go.
The brown one.
and so that ideal.
Oh man, I've
man.
never seen this before.
Dude.
I've never seen this one.
Well, I think because it's like we're getting Sven's German collection, his German vintage collection here.
the
This is written in
muscular
English,
But it's in
though.
English.
Oh, I thought I saw one
And
German
so-
word.
Oh man, pause it right here. Pause it. Pause it.
Let me. I'll just fast forward.
muscular sportsmen
I'll just wait. There we go. Oh
That's
man,
perfect.
look at everything. So you got the cream DB suit, perfect cut there. It's not harmonious, but I don't care. You got the
And it's
the
Mark Twain
herringbone.
linen. Isn't that the brand that makes your linen jacket?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, my linen belt back.
Mhm.
But yeah, I love. Then you got the pleated, the micro pleat, of the herringbone brown suit there. You got a guy in the middle, right between the two gentlemen, wearing contrasting check trousers with a solid
Yeah.
jacket.
We got a check.
You
We
got
got,
one
a
of
like window pane DB next to a belt back, like striped jacket.
Well, a
And there's
striped
the
odd
bison
jacket.
yeah.
Crazy.
The check back
Oh,
right
yeah.
next to the white.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
And look at
man.
it right here. It's like, I mean, one, it's got like English pleats, which you normally don't see in the 30s, but then it's got the shoulder pleats, like the what's the store where the Oviat like shoulder thing, and then
Oh yeah.
then the
Bi
bi
swing.
swing, really cool.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
yeah.
like
Double
something-
vents, huh?
Yeah, look at that. It's like a very like elegant like action bag, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're short too.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
bring this shit back, dude. I'm
was much
telling
more
you.
desirable, and so the suit jacket. Was
This one
built
illustration
to
is
make
like
your
Oh,
suit
here we
more
go. Look at some of
representation.
this.
The
Look at
Or
that
30.
2-button suit on the left there. It's so good.
Yeah.
Obviously,
With the
I would
shape
want a
of
little bit more of an
lapels.
yeah, I would want a little bit more of a shoulder, like a wider shoulder. But like, I mean, that's classic Ethan. Look at that shit. The lapels are there. He's putting his hand in his pocket, and he's got a striped
Swelled edges.
collar bar, and like a geometric tie.
same time with a
So
jacket
good,
with
man.
firmer and broader
I don't
shoulders.
like
Great
that
tie.
one.
I love that
wider
tie.
lapels to compensate for the overall look.
Yeah.
Sounds
And
too
then
tight.
you added a pair of more casual pants to the mix.
No, there's
This is a great outfit.
Relaxed sport
Yeah.
jacket
Perfect.
calls for a more relaxed
You
version
get
of
fat.
And then there's that.
Of course, men in the 30s also watched movies.
Men in
And
the 30s
so
watched
when
movies.
Clark Gable skipped the undershirt,
course he did.
it happened one
It
night
happened
in
one night in my
1934. Apparently, the undershirt sales plummeted. Overall, the focus of men's fashion had shifted away from the aristocracy
Oh, man,
and the
those belted
elites
coats.
towards Joe Average. While the average person today would look at a 30s suit as being very conservative and formal, back then it was
I need that
casual.
gabardine
It was
DB
soft,
suit.
What are we
and
talking about?
it was new. That meant you had a range of different
Ugh.
colors for suits.
Pretty sure some of
gotta
these
get-
illustrations are
Whoa.
from the 40s.
Oh, orange
Checks,
shirt.
That guy's almost
Clem
dressed like a
Watson
hot dog.
handbags were really popular, and
Yeah.
like brown.
Dude, I
Brown
think I'm
suit,
gonna have to
orange.
upgrade. I might have to get like a
were
white
definitely
moleskin suit to
something
replace
that
my
men
like
would wear. But you also had nice earth
Palm
tones
Beach
like
suit
beige.
because it's gonna be like I know
Oh,
eventually I'm
God,
gonna grow out of it.
gorgeous right here.
I'm looking at the middle, dude. The houndstooth or gun check with the blue
with the
shirt.
big patch pocket. How about? I mean, even
Yeah.
this one, like
Or
this,
the dove gray pinstripe, or
Dove
sorry,
gray.
pinstripe
Hell, we're
with
so
the
right.
gold,
Is
with like the
is-
subtle buff yellow shirt and then
Yeah.
the tie.
That's
oh
an
my
underrated
god!
color. I feel like there needs to be dove gray pinstripes.
I would wear more brown. I would also wear more. Yeah, dove gray, and also like kind of like khaki shirts. I think are kind of underrated too.
Yeah.
Or camel.
Oh my
has
god!
full
Oh,
I kind of like the 30s
here we
move.
go.
I kind of like the 30s
Yeah, what?
move that they. I mean, you saw in the last photo with the guy on the left. But when you like one of the stripes in your tie like matches your shirt, like it can look very like corny. But if you pull it off right, it could like with like a tonal look, it could look good.
Man, look at that check DB, man,
Yeah.
and it's harmonious.
And how about the stripes on this one? Like the kind of like boating stripe almost.
Yeah, love
You're
that
like
blue
a
polka
tweed
dot.
overcoat in the back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
shit. I'm telling you guys.
That's literally a
They
grail.
typically
Yeah.
only see as sport coat or pants.
Oh,
Ooh,
man,
my
wait,
God.
right here. Yeah, so okay, the fucking window pane light brown suit, striped, multi-striped sweater, and then the fucking scarf tucked in. Crazy, man. Then you got the guy wearing a green tie and a green fedora.
I love it.
Man,
I always wonder,
Yeah.
with outfits like this, what kind of shirt do they wear? Because there's no like visible collar, like open
I mean
collar
they're
like you
all
would
they're
normally see.
cartoons, so who knows?
No shirt. They're wearing ink.
They could be wearing. They're wearing shark print shirts.
Normally suits are made of wool or tweed,
What? Oh,
but the
okay,
shark
we're
skin
looking
weave
at- I was like, what
also
is
became
this?
popular in the
Shark skin.
1930s.
Shark
Single
skin.
worsted jackets typically were 2-button
Oh,
or 3
Ethan tie right there, baby. Ooh,
2-button jackets
that's a good
were
one
typically
too.
on the top
Oh,
one, 3-button jackets on the middle one. To find out everything you ever wanted to know about how to
I
wear
don't-
That brown
think-
suit,
okay.
that's beautiful.
Well, also to say that in the 1930s, every 3-button jackets, I feel like most of the time you're supposed to do the top two. That's how they were cut. 3-roll 2
the
is
jacket, what the rules are, the do's
is
and don'ts.
more
Check out
rare.
this video here. Now, the 30s are also famed for their double-breasted jackets.
famed for them.
With a wide peak lapels and a
Oh,
6X,
oh, man, pause.
6X.
that's on the right.
yeah.
Epic. 3-roll 2, low gorge, blunted, big patch pockets. So good. So good, man.
Double-breasted jackets or 6X1s were popular. That meant you only buttoned
And
one
6x1s weren't
Oh,
as
of the
popular.
jacket. The top row was merely
Yeah.
decorative.
oh, baby, that's
Also,
Ethan.
the overlap of the fabric was
That's a
quite a
weird-
bit wider than in the previous
Interesting.
Oh, crepe
Yeah.
sole on the left.
Yeah.
Slim. The 30s were really wide, and most
Oh,
of the jackets
baby,
today
that's
are somewhere
I
in
need
between.
Oh,
I need
God.
to-
What is that shirt, dude?
Cuff buttons on your sleeves became much more modern in a sense that buttons often touched, and you had 3 or 4 buttons with not much spacing in between.
Cocky DB
The 30s
suit! Ah!
saw a popularization of
I need
button
more
jackets.
dark suits.
Most
I don't
jackets
think I'd
still
get
had
it till like
no
next
vents
summer.
for
You know what I mean? Like I
cleaner
think I need more
silhouette.
dark suits.
That being said, you could also find center vents. The elites in Hollywood and
Boy.
elsewhere probably had
Look at that.
Ooh, look at that small leg
Contrasting
on the
box
left.
stripe
because
pants.
it was a new
Oh,
thing.
baby.
Now, if there was only one defining
But I
feature
love how
for
he's not
1930s
using
men's
actual
jacket,
photographs of
it was the
people.
wide
You know what I mean?
lapels.
Like it's
The
kind of
double-breasted
tough.
pants
Grenadine tie.
were
Yeah, it's the
wide,
ideal.
They were pointed,
Yeah.
and the gorge was much lower than what you would
He
typically
used
see
one
today.
Yeah,
picture
he's
of an
correct.
actual
For
waist
single-breasted jackets.
And
Oh,
that
Ooh,
was
man.
there it is.
Lapel
That
appeared overall
that kind of.
shorter
Oh,
because
Oh,
it
man. Yeah, I have this image
Dude.
somewhere, but like
was wider, but
that's
was still quite prominent.
insane. Oh,
Diamond
good
tweed.
ties.
Yeah, great ties.
In terms of pockets, you had jetted pockets for more formal ones. you
I'm
had
wearing
flat
I'm wearing a
pockets,
suit
but you
somehow
also
this week
had
somewhere. I
a
don't know.
patch pocket, especially on a
Look at
casual
that
suit
ticket patch
like
pocket, Ethan.
Clark Gable, and it happened one night.
Hey,
Now, while
best
pleats
suit
and
ever.
I know you don't
trousers
like that.
were not a thing in the
Ooh.
1910s, by
Ticket patch,
1930, you could find pants with many
Oh,
pleats,
brown
not just
suit,
one, but
baby.
2 or
Yeah,
sometimes more.
pinstripe.
That meant on average about 10-inch or 25.
Oh, there it is. Hey,
centimeter
pause it. We can talk about
hand
this for a little bit. The fucking double-breasted waistcoat, man.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the
That's me.
proportions on that. Like how close it
And
fits,
look how
short it is.
Yeah, how close it fits. That's the biggest thing here. Every time guys today do it, even if it's the right length, it just looks like a fucking tube.
Yeah, it needs to be snug. Like I feel like waistcoats, vests, they have to be like tight. I feel like they
Yeah.
they have to be tight.
Absolutely.
It has to. It's like a goddamn
What's
corset.
to coat your
but
waist?
That's the only way you can achieve the right
openings,
look.
which is quite wide. Because of all that fabric,
Otherwise,
they were
it's just, like,
completely
too
finished
bulky.
with
Doesn't
turn-
Oh, that's
fancy.
not
Fancy,
good
you
shoes.
could say. Oxford
Yeah.
bags, as introduced in the 1920s, were still around, but they weren't as wide anymore. In Europe, many men would still be wearing suspenders
Europe.
with a fishtail bag with buttons, but in the US,
Europe.
men really preferred trousers or pants that were cut for wearing with a
Oh,
belt.
sick.
As such, they had a
Great shade of brown.
flat waistband without the
That
fishtail.
shirt's
Now, previously,
crazy.
the buttons for suspenders had been placed on the outside. Now they moved to the inside in case you ever wanted to switch to wearing the pants with a belt. Now, one popular trend of 1930s American
Hollywood
style
waist,
was the
baby.
so-called Hollywood
Oh,
waist.
hey, there's the Edward
Now,
Sexton
typically,
one.
Most trousers have a separate waistband,
Yikes.
but in the 30s, that separate waistband
Presta.
disappeared, and the fabric
It's pretty
just
much my
went all
pants.
the
I
way
love
up.
Zaya Gray
Now,
flannel.
You
because
see,
belts
I
were
hate when
bad.
guys are wearing
you had
the Hollywood
attached
waist with
belt
the
loops
the
from
woven belts. You
outside,
gotta do with like a
and
slim,
it was a very
regular
special
leather
look.
belt, dude.
For
That's the
example,
real
you watch
way to
old Fred
get it.
Astaire movies, you will definitely
Or
find
you do with a
Hollywood
fucking
waist
necktie.
belt. Sometimes those belt loops that are
Hollywood.
attached to the outside are also called
A little
A
bit
little
of
bit of
rest.
rest.
a little more obscure.
You
and
could
definitely
sue.
less
I
popular
didn't. I didn't take
invention
that
of the
picture. That
30s was
belongs
the
to someone
Cuban
else. I think
waistband,
somewhere.
which had rows
Yeah.
of buttons.
But it's on the
Oh,
block.
collegiate,
Really
what,
changed in the
Cuban
1930s
waistbands.
in men's trousers
Cuba.
was the popularization of the zipper. Previously, men had buttons for
prefer
their
the button fly
suspenders
still.
and buttons on their fly.
Me too.
Didn't
For
matter if they were
zippers.
dress trousers
More convenient.
or Levi's jeans. But now the zipper was widely being
Shoes. Let's go shoes.
Let's move on
Oh.
to shoes. By
Nice.
the 1930s, men's
Sick.
boots had started to wane in
Whoa,
terms of
pause?
fashion, and regular
Okay.
dress
Oh,
shoes.
well, let me. I'll
30s, men's boots had started
Whoa,
to wane.
Chelsea boots in the 30s, man.
Yeah, and look, those are
Slick.
just Chelsea
High.
boots. There's not even
Yes.
like
Yeah.
They don't have a unique shape.
It's
to
not
them.
like the one on the right that has got like the weird shin guard for writing.
in terms
Yeah.
of
You know,
fashion,
jod for breeches.
and regular
Thigh
dress
to
shoes were
yeah. Look
Ah, here we go. We got the Norwegian split toes or
And the
the
chuckas.
V tips with the both crepe sole. Love these shoes, man.
much more
Love
popular.
Socks too.
Shoes like Oxfords
Yeah,
or
really great
Derbies,
sock choices. Oh boy, those the one on the right's bad.
Yeah, don't like
Pe-
those.
peasant type country shoes. Yeah, only peasants wear
Velvet
those.
cord breeks.
and Captos or
Oh, wait,
full
those are the
boots were
pants.
quite
Oh,
but look
spade
at
sole right
the
there.
spade sole on these, super sharp.
Yeah,
popular, typically in colors of
kind of a high vamp on the
brown,
right there. Oh,
dark
more crepe
tan,
soles.
Battle
black,
shoes.
but also
These are-
Yeah, more casual derbies.
I just
Not
don't
a
like
fan.
the leather on that or the color, but
Yeah, and I don't really like metal eyelets.
yeah.
I'm not a big fan of
white.
that.
This was the time men wore white buck dress shoes.
Yeah,
And you
none
can still find
Bush.
them
Oh,
today,
LaSalle.
And I certainly
Yeah, see, but the modern ones
also,
don't look
while
that good.
everyone wore them, you could still find a lot more spectator
Two-tones.
or two-tone shoes. Than you
That's
can find
disgusting.
today. Men
Not
still
good.
wore them in the
Looks
1930s.
like something from
but
Aldo.
overall, they rejected
Aldo
excess
shoes.
accessories. Now, what does that mean?
Accessories.
For example, there were no more stiff collars.
That's not true.
Also, walking canes that were previously
Oh,
used for
Also-
decorative purposes started
I
to
mean, if you
People.
look at
disappear.
Esquire illustrations,
Likewise, people stopped wearing spats, and even
Some
evening
people
dress
still wear
clubs
spats.
disappeared. On the other hand,
again,
cigarette
this is just the
lighters,
issue with
tobacco
when you do
boxes,
anything like
and
this.
anything
If you,
related
if
to
you
smoking
say
When
like
we-
people wore this,
No, we.
Men also
Yeah, I
started
mean, we
wearing
could you could say this for any of
and
stuff that
sometimes
we've
also
done for this
Yeah.
kind of stuff
remember,
too.
They had these sleek hairstyles, and they were still wearing hats, so you really needed one. That's how they
I
came up
love
with these cool little pocket
That's all? Wait,
cones
that was it for
just
shoes?
flap open.
Damn,
Men still wore
okay.
cufflinks
No
with the
loafer
button
love,
broke.
huh?
let's watch it.
Outfit rundown.
I'm wearing a 30s inspired outfit consisting of an authentic 30s suit.
Okay.
I think it's late 30s. It has a low gorge, wide lapels, kind of a brightish brown color with a herringbone pattern.
A nice color.
Buttonholes
Yeah.
all
You know, if
Why?
you didn't have the
It's a
hat,
three-roll
maybe
tweed
I'd like it a
jacket,
little bit
button
more.
and a center button.
And the bow tie.
And it has
No, I
three
think you could do the
patch
bow
pockets,
tie. I mean,
just
I'm
like
kind of
Columbia
feeling a
Just
bow
a
tie
different
this
shirt.
week.
You can see the corners
Hat and
are cut
shirt.
a little more open in the front.
I think the shirt's
fabric
fine too. I think
is
it's just the hat
heavier
and the
it
shoes.
fits well. There's definitely
My problem is the
stiffer
bow tie.
shorter
I think it stands out to me.
and it gives me
I
that
don't like how the
lather
bow tie
look
looks with
in
that
the
collar.
chest. The pants are, of course,
Maybe it's just
pleated,
that one
they're
shot.
relatively high.
Oh, I
heels,
hate that
although not as
belt.
high
Pockets.
as
He's
most
Pulling a,
of the
he's
ones
pulling
from the
a
1980s.
chase
Cut fully
I-
forward
winner with
I do
that
hate
flyaway
side
collar.
on my big
belts.
thighs. They also feature cuffs aren't too long and just have a slight break. For my shirt, I chose a light blue, soft cotton brushed twill shirt, and I chose a bow tie in a navy with kind of an
I kinda
ochre
like the bow
yellow,
tie. It's not
big,
bad.
bold
I-
polka dot.
it's one of those things where I feel like this is a bow tie for a DB. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta kind of calm it down a little bit, have a little bit more closure.
Well, this is my issue with bow ties in general.
So I have
if
this
you
fly shape, which is what you
like go back to like a shot of him standing, like, you know, there's just like all this space right here. But I feel like it looks better with the, or if you're wearing a waistcoat.
And I chose a bow tie,
some sort of
in
layering
navy with kind of
cover
an
up this.
Maybe just for that, I might wear a bow
old
tie this
polka
week
dot.
with just a
The bow tie is
single-breasted
not
jacket,
original
and we'll
for the
see how I
30s,
feel about
but
it. You know, I'll
has
see.
no interlining and
Just undermine everything
in
special.
the classic butterfly
That's
shape,
right.
which is what you would have found back then. Men also wore pocket squares back then, so I have this kind of
Not like
scarab
that,
pattern
though.
pocket square in blue and green, which picks up the color of the clocks in my
I also
brown
hate the puff
socks,
fold.
which are green and white, as well as the
Yeah, just
color
stuff it in your
cufflinks,
pocket.
which are green and white. The blues go well with my little blue boutonniere, which was a fun accessory that was popular with men.
I love every time it
And
switches to
my
the
fedora
single.
hat is not original 30s, but it has the wider brim. It's really soft.
We love running
and
into
it has
trees.
an original
The hat
white
doesn't
1930s
look too
hat.
bad. I mean, the
My
shape is
cufflinks
not
are
bad.
double-sided and
Not a
closely
big fan of the
enameled, which was something popular during the 1930s.
the
The
band
ring is
color
gold
for the
and tiger
color of
sign
the
that picks up
hat.
brown
It looks a
color
little
of the
too
suit.
shiny for what it
And,
is,
of
but the
course,
width
it
is
also
pretty good.
works with my
You still have that hat that you got
brown
from
and
Cody.
off-white spectator
Absolutely, I
shoes.
love
They're
wearing that
modern
hat.
ones from
I
Allen
still wear it
Edmonds.
like probably
I don't
most
think you can
often.
find them today. The style
I mean,
was quite
out of the
black.
other ones.
Of course, these are trousers with a belt.
The black
They're
one
not
is still pretty
Hollywood
tough to
waist,
wear, obviously, but maybe I'll
I
find some
do
cool,
have
like,
that style as
you
well.
know,
For my shoelaces, I went with some from Fort
fits for
Belvedere,
it.
which
Shoelaces?
matched the color of the white leather,
Okay.
and it just ties the entire
Bad
outfit
shoes,
together.
dude.
In our shop, we offer over 40
Oh,
colors
man.
of
Jeez.
But those are kind of
black,
sick.
white
Those are
laces,
kind of like not
and flat
this, but
cotton
the
shoelaces,
not how.
Yeah,
which are
God.
unusual.
I don't know what it was
The
thinking for
thick,
this.
at least the thick laces look better. You know what I mean? Like they still like fill up more. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, hanging
you.
out with us this evening. I know we haven't been around for Wednesday stuff, and we will not be. We won't be around again for this Wednesday stream again because we're gonna go support our friend Connor for his
Yeah, that's right.
for his movie.
We'll game
um,
one
our-
day.
Yeah, we'll get back to gaming, and maybe. Well, this week is what Bond, right? So maybe we'll game on a Sunday night. Maybe we'll just do that.
We'll play
since we have a
GoldenEye.
kind of.
MJ and I will get the GoldenEye PC remake.
There you go. Yeah, you can do some of that. But yeah, thank you guys for joining with us. If you guys want to listen to the episode on my New York trip, it is out now on all podcasting platforms. The essay is out as well, and MJ is still working on the bonus episode, which focuses on how we thought about No Time to Die. So hopefully we'll be out tomorrow morning because or now or something. We'll figure it out. But if you guys want to support us, go to patreon.com/downdirection. $5 a month gets you access to our Discord channel, which we are in. We got like what two people this weekend. So we're really happy to see them join in.
Hey, 2 is still almost 3, so
yeah, it's not wrong.
yeah.
2 is also almost 1 million. So
That's right.
it's better than not.
Then 0.
Yeah. So Parham came in and JSN came in here. Who I think was that Jay Sus? No, that's someone else. I don't know.
Sus. Amogus.
Yeah. God, I remember like at work we were talking like a long time ago. It's like we were very clear about like if the brands that we worked with wanted to do an Among Us thing, we had to do it like last year because we were like the longer brands wait on this, it's gonna go in. Guess what? Among Us is cringe now. So
We'll play that.
it's really cool. Yeah, we could play that. Yeah, actually, we could do that. But yeah, $10 a month will give you access to all of that with our bonus episode as well, and we get to thank you. So MJ, who are we thanking today?
Today we are thanking Austin Malott, Shane Curry, Philip Regard, Audrey Jessica, Jeremy Ostreicher, Jarek Colian, and James Devanzo.
We appreciate you guys very much, and we thank you for your continued support of our podcast. Again. We have a couple of other episodes coming out this month, and then our last episode for the year will be in November. We take a break in December, and we'll be back in January because we're doing the whole 3 months of episodes and 1 month break kind of a thing.
That's right.
So season one was like 60 episodes. Season 2 was like 20, and then now it's yeah. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.